Hello, everyone, and welcome to CMSA eSports League of Legends Ruby League Invitational. Uh, First off, welcome. We're CMSA. CMSA, we're the largest eSports organization here in the Midwest, and it was founded in 2018, and we've got League of Legends, Overwatch, Fortnite, Dead by Daylight, and so many others. If you're watching the stream for the first time, please come and check us out. Also, if you please go ahead and register for our next League of Legends event, which is going to be on July, or at the end of this month, starting on July the 30th. Okay, with that out of the way, you are watching our Ruby League Invitational. Our players have been selected from all of from their peers. They've passed the vibe check. They're here and they're playing in the probably one of the most exciting nights of the Ruby League. Here's a little bit of logistics for the evening. So the players, this time, they're going to be locked into the lane that they've been selected to play. A coin flip has already decided that side selection, and after that, the loser will pick. It's going to be a 2 out of 3, and our two teams competing today, the team names are going to be Delulu Legends taking on Hotter Than Your Dad in a best 2 out of 3. Delulu Legends has won the coin toss and opted to go red side. I am Sam VC. I'll be one of your 3 hosts for the evening, but I've got 2 others joining me. I've got both Jules and Blaine, and I will throw it over to Jules first to go ahead and introduce yourself to the broadcast. Welcome.
Hey, yeah, great to be back. Thanks. Excited to be here doing this again. Just, astounding amount of need for me to come back here instead of playing, so I understand why I'm not in the game and instead just going to be reading all of these people to filth for about the next however many hours this takes. And really excited for this and looking forward to getting some good reads in while they can't say anything back.
Jules, of course, coming back to the broadcast, joining us once again. But for the first time here, making their casting debut, I've got Blaine. Blaine, welcome so much to Ruby Invitationals. How are you feeling?
Thank you so much, Mr. VC. I'm having a great time. I am so looking forward to casting this Ruby Invitationals. I can't wait to bring this stream to an all-time low.
Well, it is not about us. It is about the players. So, introducing our 2 teams. We've got Delulu Legends. In the top lane, they've got Poggle, jungle. They've got Chef Zangy, mid lane, Tender Kitty, ADC, Mustard Gas, and support Pachaform. On hot team, Hotter Than Your Dad, we've got Fakov in the top lane, Nakage in the jungle, Pookie Wanda in the mid lane, Ginger Oxide as ADC, and Eli on support. And as I've already said, Delulu Legends has won the coin toss and opted to go red side. How do we feel about that decision?
Yeah,
I'm surprised at it.
Are you surprised? I tell you what, anytime that you have Poggle playing against you, he is going to always try to get on the other side for counter pick selection.
Get that counter pick.
So that he can choose last.
See, the thing is, you can't predict what Poggle is going to do because he has a whole file full of different champions he can whip out.
Oh, that's exactly why he likes playing last as well, because he can just sit there and wait for whatever top laner. In this case, it's Fakov, so he's going to have some interesting choices from him, but he'll at least be able to sit there and counter pick every time.
And do either of you
counter pick more than just he's so unpredictable you can't do anything about it? He'll play anything up in that top lane.
I'm so curious. Yeah, we're ready to go. Whenever pick ban, we're just waiting on pick ban to get started, and then we will jump right into it. I'm very curious, Jules or Blaine. I don't get to play as much unless I'm subbing on a random week. Which players do you know, and what can you tell me about how they might be feeling right now?
The ones I know the most is Poggle and Ichigo or Eli. Yeah, I've known them quite a while. I know Poggle sent me a whole list of different champions he wants to spice it up with for this event. I don't want to spoil any, of the picks. We just have to see what happens.
For me, Fakov, Pookie, and Tinder Kitty are all ones that I play with pretty frequently. I brought Fakov into the league this year, and he was, been popular enough to make it to Invitationals his first time, and has a rousing amount of support within the stream every time he's on here.
I was about to say, you brought Fakov, and Fakov brought like a fan base every single time he's on stream. There's so many people. So now picks and bans have started, and there's a ban directed at Fakov, that Volibear going down. What do you feel about the picks and bans so far?
I'm surprised we haven't seen a J4 ban yet.
Yeah, we'll say, are we actually going to let Zengi play it? I think he's, and I took a little peek at a lot of these people and what they're cooking extra. Velvet band dedicated to Poggle top,
yeah,
which is really, really funny to see. But if it goes well, it goes well. But definitely some unusual bands here. Maybe focused a little bit more on what they've been practicing and not what they've been used to.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Delulu Legends banned the Ari, because I know Tender Kitty plays a lot of it.
Yeah, you have to get him off of Ari. That's not a surprising one at all. It's nearly a one trick. He'll play other stuff, but if it's left up, he'll absolutely take it. But they have left up J4, which means that there must be some intent to counter it.
I feel like anytime Chef Zangi's Jarvan is left up, you know that his opponents have thought about how are we going to answer that Jarvan, because it's probably getting picked up first pick if we leave it unbanned. So let's see how Nakage is going to answer in the jungle.
Yeah, he must know what counter pick he wants for this, I assume, already. He does play a lot of Lilia as well, which I could see being pretty good into Jarvan. I like playing Lilia myself, and I could imagine that being a potential option.
Ogma locked in for Hotter Than Your Dad. Presumably that's going to Ginger Oxide, and they'll have the opportunity to carry with Cog in the bot lane. That seems interesting to pick so early to me. Kog'Maw, not known to be a bully of a laner. There's a lot of matchups where Kog'Maw is going to struggle, so I'm really surprised to see that, unless... I don't know. Why do you think the Kog'Maw here?
I couldn't tell you. The champion I know Ginger the most on is Caitlyn, so I'm kind of surprised that wasn't already banned either. But yeah, Kog'Maw being locked in, I'm excited to see what it can do.
And we have to talk about this Scion for Fakov. He's such an annoying threat on that champion. Normally on my team, so I love it. But if you don't have preparation for where he is at all times, it's gonna potentially wreck their entire team's day.
Also, I'm calling it right now. I'm saying that's gonna be Tender Kitty's Kennen in the mid lane.
Yeah, actually, probably just because Poggle normally wants to counter pick, but I think he has been eyeballing some different.
Shall I turn in my badge and rifle as well?
He's already seen the top laner. It very well could be top lane Kennen as well.
It's the power of that.
I recommend
flex it either way, so the players are probably discussing where exactly that Kennen's gonna land. I want to go back to this Scion that Fakov's gonna be on. We've seen him on stream a few times, and every time he plays this very strong kind of split pushing style. Not that he's not with his team, but just it can exert so much pressure, whether it's on Udyr, whether it's a Volibear, or I'm excited to see this Scion. It's going to be a thorn in the side of Delulu Legends that's really more so composing a very much a kind of, we're going to ball together and get a nice wombo combo of a team comp off so far.
Yeah, the times that I've played against Fakov, always a huge meatball that you just have to try to cut down as much as you can.
Yeah, I expect that we're going to be seeing a lot of that throughout this series, is more of a split push strategy, as the way that he often likes to play. And so, if one side's going down that, and they don't stop him, then that'll be the end pretty quickly.
Yeah, the last two bans have been Janet and Lulu, so they're definitely trying to target out Eli, but locks in the Alistar for a real good engage.
And disengage. I mean, Alistar, one of the premier kind of counter engage champions in the game. And when you've got a Kog'Maw, you always think Lulu or something like a Janna to make sure that Kog'Maw stays up. But Alistar is going to kind of function that way a little bit, being especially useful here with Kennen, able to just punt that Kennen out of the fight. And even Kaisa, they've got lots of people, the Lulu Legends that wants to jump in on top of this Kog'Maw, and Alistar headbutting him right away.
And this was the
Lilia
expected Lilia pickup here that I was thinking was coming over for Nokage. She's still in such a good place right now. On this last patch, a couple of the other abusers of the double AP jungle items were nerfed, but Lilia was not. So I think that this is going to be a dangerous pick here.
Another locked in.
I think you're right. That means Tender Kitty's Kennen more than likely is where that is there.
So these two teams are locked in. Some highlights for me here. You've got Ginger Oxide there on Kog'Maw in that bot lane with an early pickup and only really threatened by Kaisa, which honestly, laning wise, the Seraphine is the biggest threat to that is because Kog'Maw can just arcane barrage and have way more range than Kaisa. So it's hard to trade, certainly into a creep line, but Seraphine can really dictate the pace of that. And then I have not seen Fakov's Scion on stream, so I'm excited to get a taste of that. We've got Zangy on a signature J4 champion. So will Lilia be an answer to that, or is Zangy going to be able to pop off? How do you guys read these two teams? Any predictions going into game one?
Go ahead, Blaine.
I'm always waiting to see who's gonna talk first because I'm always tempted to go. For these two teams, I think they both have really, really good engage. Like the J4 Cataclysm with Nar's ultimate into the circle of hell that he's gonna create. Plus with the Kennen, slicing Maelstrom the entire team in that. I think they have a little bit better full in wombo combo than Hotter Than Your Dad, but both have really good engage, and I'm excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I think that the way that both teams drafted, I think, is very very symbolic of exactly the different teams that were drafted here. So the one side with Nokage, with Falkov, Pookie Wanda, all great players, but a lot of them want to play more of the split push comp and more individual lane contribution. Whereas I think that Zangy and Tender Kitty and Eli and them are going to probably play more of a team fight focused game. And their team generally is more, I think, trying to play together. Like they've practiced with this squad at this point quite a bit more than the other side of things, just looking through their match history. So I think that it's really going to come down to, if it ends up being a team fight game, I think that the Hotter Than Your Dad team is going to struggle against the Lulu Legends.
And for lane assignments, I think Fakov is going to have a terrible time against Gnar, because with the W passive, I forget what it's called, but that's just going to shred down that HP so quick. You have to play so safe. I do think Pookie Wanda on Syndra is going to be real rough on Tender Kitty on Kennen too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one thing you said that he's going to mull down the Scion HP, which I completely agree with if he's even in lane. I think what we're probably going to see is a situation where we have an early start / invade from the Scion team, and then Scion will just stay bottom lane.
I hope that's the case. That'll be so much fun.
Tell me a little bit about this. So a lane swap or just threatening early damage?
Yeah, similar almost in the way that a lane swap happens in pros, but instead of literally swapping lanes, all of them will just be bot and looking for picking up the kill.
Ah, okay. So hopefully some level 1 fireworks. Quick skin check as we go in.
I was going to say, let's see the skin game we got going on here.
I'm all about the classic skins. Karate
They
Kennen.
have a match on the Shanghai Scrolls over there. It's at least a pair.
Yeah, neither
Yeah,
team going for
I
some
like the legacy
energy.
skins too, but Karate Cannon just doesn't hit for me. I like
You don't like the old chromas?
well, I prefer Swamp Master. It looks disgusting.
I don't
The
think
best.
Tender Kitty was expecting to go down to Kennen. One of the other people that was banned he likes playing a lot is Hui, and was banned away at the very end of that last one. So we'll see.
So maybe
We'll see what he
drafted
can
as
do.
a flex or drafted for top lane, and then because of the bans, they ended up
Yeah.
moving it around.
I also predict that like Pookie Wanda needs to have her Syndra banned because that's always going to probably be the first pick. It's a very comfortable pick for them, and he'll play it extremely well, no matter what the other person plays. So I would be surprised if that doesn't get some ban attention next time. And we haven't brought up Mustard Gas at all. He's going to be a threat on every single champion that he plays. And I think that probably is going to be the key for them shutting down this team, is shutting down Mustard Gas.
And Kaisa is a great pick here. Kaisa can just follow most of these engages. Any sort of a knock up off of the J4, stuns off of the Syndra, encore, or stuns off of Kennen, encore, like just immediately jump in if you're gonna to threaten to blow up Ginger Oxide's Kog'Maw, which is gonna be which is just so important to the team fights. And Kaisa in such a good spot right now. There's lots of different builds and ideas you can go, whether it's hybrid, AP, crit, all good. So I'm very interested to see how Mustard Gas is going to adapt to this one, as you called it. Fakov starting off, going into the bot lane right away, running up that far brush.
Yep, and this is so predictable if you've played against him or with him, of which I know several of these people have. So it's whether or not they have the wherewithal to remember that he's going to do this on this Scion.
And this is something that he's doing during league play. Like if
if he plays Scion, he's going to do this.
I love me some cheese, and I can't wait to see if it works out well.
Unfortunately, it looks like, well, maybe fortunate or unfortunately, it probably will, because I don't think that they did a 5-point maneuver to see any entrances. They didn't see anything like that, and now they're just going to set up cheese down there. Mustard Gas has played with Fakov several times, though, and I would imagine that he's warning them about this.
The pings just went down in the bot lane. You could see Fakov calling off Ginger and Eli to walk under the lane, make it look like the Scion's not here. The brush has not been pinged yet. We'll see if anything happens.
Oh boy, here it
Boggle's
is.
Not giving him any ideas.
No.
They're right here on top, Fakov going up, smashing forward. The flash already burned by Mustard Gas. Are trying to get away. Ignite burn. It's gonna just be a big health advantage for the bot lane here.
I'm wondering if they knew something was happening, since Poggle was just all alone, just hanging out by himself up in that top lane.
Yeah, that was the classic move, but now Kaisa is down flash, so we're going to see potentially a lot more attention from Lilia, and maybe even Fakov coming down there again on an early reset. It would not surprise me if he resets down there to do it again.
Yeah, both sums down too. That's rough.
The one good thing here, though, Alistar obviously not poking under turret a lot. Kog'Maw can only do so much when that Bioarcane Barrage is up. Ooh, Pookie Wanda.
Good E.
Yeah, stymieing Zangi's attempt to find a counter flash for flash early.
I also want to talk about this Jarvan pick again, which I think is really funny in the sense that I don't think he expected that anyone would let him have it. And so he's been practicing all different other things like Sejuani and like whatever else that isn't Jarvan. So maybe this was sort of like a double fake out here. And but I bet he's always still prepared on it either way.
Oh yeah, it's that muscle memory. He's got it down. He could do it in his sleep.
Lily's revealed herself being over there in the jungle, so both of the junglers know that they're path top. And they really need to take advantage of this Kai'Sa's flash being down, which is now almost halfway back up.
No, Kage could get a double scuttle if they had right straight bot lane. And you could also pressure Mustard Gas even more again.
We've got Delulu, the side of Delulu Legends pushing out kind of just with this counter push in the bot lane, and now they're trying to go forward. It is a big creep wave though, but they're going to force it, flashing forward. Headbutt goes down, Mustard Gas in the air. There's no flash available. Stun goes down. First blood onto Kog'Maw. Oh, but there's more in the top lane as Fakov trying to find something onto Poggle. Nakage going back and forth. Meganar is available. Not going to need it to get out of there.
I was wondering if Poggle was going to try to go for a kill, like getting Meganar hitting that W and then throwing a huge boulder.
That was just a Patchiform's flash as well there. So now they have staggered flashes and have maybe made themselves even a little bit more exposed. Oh, what a hit though!
The huge range there from Seraphine. Patchiform locking it down. So the flash ends up being worth it, just to keep that or Eli in lane a little bit longer, and now they just get to kind of punish this Kog'Maw at half HP, no mana, and they've reset, so they're going to see how long they can pin Ginger Oxide to lane. For sure is going to need some jungle help to break out of this one.
Oh man, I can't believe he stayed long enough for that. We have both junglers pathing down here. We might have a big fight right now.
One goes away right away. They're trying to turn to get one. Mustard Gas trying to finish with Ginger Oxide. It's not going to be enough. No passive there available. Mustard Gas walking away, but Nakage picking up two. Now Zangi's in the area, but look at Lilia just going in and out. Not enough damage for Zangi, and will walk away. 2 kills going over to Hotter Than Your Dad.
Yeah, and that's even more massive because he has a Dark Seal that he's now stacked up to 4 this early on.
Yeah, Nakage is going to be zooming around the whole map.
I love Lilia. I have a little Lilia statue right behind me, but it's hard to see because it's a little blurred.
I feel like Lilia and statue is like just completely the antithesis. Like it's always, I feel, does the statue move constantly?
It's just like one of those little figurine things. I'll bring it up between games maybe.
As they look.
Lilia's my spirit animal.
So Delulu Legends now starting up this dragon. Hotter Than Your Dad does not know about this, so they're trying to sneak it. One thing, Zangi, even when the lanes, he finds these good windows to take objectives when the lanes may not always be winning, or, I mean, here, his team's down 3-1, and he's taking this dragon pretty much for free. Fakov moving up to ward on the opposite side, so perhaps Hotter Than Your Dad eyeing some other objectives as Dragon goes over to Delulu Legends.
Yeah, as Lilia, you're pretty much gonna try to focus on the Krugs first because they're just so easy for her to get. But we'll see if Poggle even lets that happen, or if he's gonna go down for protecting it.
He's got his rage built up. He's mega.
But it looks like
Zangi's just gonna do some counter jungling.
All you can do. Yeah, right play. As you say, Zangi going in, but Nakage all alone here on the grubs. We'll secure 1, 2, and 3. So the objectives trade, and now we'll look up towards Poggle, who's leaping away.
It is such a good counter for Sion in general, just to be able to hop away from that thing. We got Zangi coming in with the EQ here.
Arriving, no ultimate available, but at the damage is all that needs to happen, and Alistar falls Eli. Second one. And now with this big wave crashing and only a Kog'Maw, you've got to feel nervous here if you're the Voidoos.
All this action is happening
dive
on the
too, a little early. They think that they can still probably dive with just Kai'Sa.
They're just going to try to clear this wave as quick as possible because there's going to be
Bottoms are always the loudest.
Cataclysm
comes
down. Oh, the Icathian surprise just enough to secure the counter kill. And look at this.
That might be a second plate down too. Nope, they're gonna
Well, and
play
there's
it
soon
safe.
to be
That's
2
smart.
members in the bot lane as backup coming in on
Right.
top of all onslaught, as you said at the top here, a second time in less than 10 minutes. All this time, though, flashing out of that decimating smash means that Mustard Gas is going to be able to walk
Good
away
escape.
from that one.
I think that Kaisa flash must have come up just recently, just in time for Cyan to take it away from her again.
So with that little flurry now, 4-3, the gold's super close early in onto this game.
Yeah, the only action that we're not really seeing much of is the mid lane. I think that Syndra and Kennen sort of going toe to toe, but Kennen definitely taking the CS lead with a considerable advantage there.
Yeah, Tender Kitty's doing real good on CS. Almost 9 per minute. Especially in 9 minutes, that's really, really good.
And one thing that's always amazing watching the mid lane with Tender Kitty is there's the measured aggression with the high CS count. Like it's not one or the other, it's both. You are always pressured playing against that lane, just like Zangy trying to pressure this bot lane here, but they have been spotted on a ward.
Do they know that Fakov is bot again?
That's what I'm saying. He's always there, even when he's not.
Because
There is that deep ward they could have seen. Pookie Wanda's here. They're going to go on Chef Zangy right away.
Take it out.
Now they're going to threaten this
Really
tower.
playing up. But this is exactly the type of thing that you see with this Sion Fakov situation. And then you have Nokage just holding that top lane, which eventually he's going to probably start getting diminished returns on those minions any moment now. I don't think we can see whether the buff he has it or not, but I bet it's pretty soon. He's been up there for a while.
But that's huge in this setting to be able to communicate with your team so that those resources aren't going to waste, and you can kind of toe that line between providing that pressure to the bot lane and allowing your jungler to kind of get a little bit accelerated. It's very clever here what Hotter Than Your Dad has broken out in game number 1.
Yeah, and it also goes to what I was saying right before the game started, is that if they can shut down Mustard, I think that's like the biggest thing that they need to do in order to win.
Fakov using Unstoppable Onslaught just to run all the way back into the top lane and start getting back onto the farm train here. Will we see another return to bot lane in a few minutes? Who knows?
Almost definitely. If they have done it twice so far, they're going to continue to do it.
Fool me once. Fool me twice.
Well, those resources have been used. I would expect a little bit of a lull as Dragon comes up, although looks like Delulu Legends not interested in being there on, so neither team interested in being there on spawn. Zangy going in.
Wow.
Their Cataclysm coming up. Fakov can't go anywhere, but Poggle's struggling to put out
of range.
Yeah, Nakage now arriving, and perhaps Zangy has bit off more, waiting for that flag and drag to come back. There's another knockup. Double drowsy though. They're both asleep. The knockup comes through. The health bar's falling so low. Nakage trying to get away. Just managed to kill Chef Zangy. And now Poggle just running for his life 1v1 versus Fakov in Meganar, but about to go tiny. Trying to finish off the kill and returns 1-for-1 here.
But the slow hit.
Oh, the roam up. Syndra lands that Dark Sphere, and it is 2-for-1 for the side of Hotter Than Your Dad.
And all those stacks onto the Dark Sealer keeping coming. He's at 7 now. They need to shut this Lilia down.
Ooh, is that going to upgrade into a full Magi's?
It will if he continues to not be killed, I think. You know, if you get it to 10 and you still are feeling confident, you definitely go for the upgrade.
It's such a statement here in an invitational game to just come out and be like, I'm going to go the Dark Seal and take it all the way. And
yeah, game 1 too. You're coming out with confidence.
And that he's parlayed that confidence into 6 grubs now, so they'll have that extra pushing power as Zangy now responding with this dragon. They do. The side of Hotter Than Your Dad knows about this, but it's going to be tough. Ooh,
are they
Eli
really
popping right in? They don't want to let this go without a fight. Coming in, trying to buy some time. That Encore comes down, slowing it up. Pookie Wanda's arriving. There is no smite available, which means that Zangy's going to grab it. But they do score 1. They're looking for more. Back off again in the bot lane. Unstoppable.
Really good dodge by Patchy.
working for him, and now allowing 2 kills to go over the hot on your dad. So a costly dragon.
Yeah, and we'll see. Nar pick up at. Ooh, are we gonna immediate shutdown on the
man.
Kaisa?
Just hanging around. That unleashed power way too much for Kaisa to handle at this point.
Oh, it is starting to go off the rails here a little bit. 10-4 now, but really only a 4K lead is less than a 4K lead, but 3K is still quite a bit here this early on.
So if you're the side of Delulu Legends, like what are you telling your team? How do you get back into this game? What's the game plan?
You really have to set up a situation in which you're shutting down this Lilia and actually the Syndra. You know, we were talking about how Kennen had a sizable CS lead and still technically does, but look at the actual gold difference between Syndra and Kennen because of these 4 kills she has. And especially just from the ones from that team fight. Now she's the one with the highest bounty in the game.
I'm feeling like they definitely need to get out of laning phase and just start doing what their comp is best at and just team fight.
100%.
Set up the whole team around an objective like the Rift Herald or Next Dragon and really just set a line of scrimmage up and dare them to come fight.
Exactly. Yeah, they're still playing the split push game a little bit right now. Sion with 6 grubs here is just going to continue doing this, but they need to set up these team fights around objectives, and they've started doing that by getting these first 2 dragons. If they can keep the pressure on these dragons and just set up fights there, they'll have to come to them eventually.
What's the soul? I missed it.
Oh boy, can we even tell from here?
Ooh.
It's wind. But either soul, still going to be a pretty significant advantage and gives you the option to play into the objective of the Elder Dragon as well, which is even better for this team fight comp that they have.
We're still a ways from that next dragon. It kind of does seem like we're in a lull in the game. Maybe that's Lulu Legends just saying, okay, let's take a breather. We'll fight for the next one. But they are descending now 4 members of Delulu onto this bot lane.
Yeah, here we go.
Root has landed here onto Ela. Look who's bot, though. Back off here. It's a 4v3. Gonna hit that knock up onto Tender Kitty. And suddenly things have gone sideways here. So Lulu Legends beginning to backpedal. They're trying to quick get a kill on Ginger Oxide, but it's not going to happen. Now Zangy trying to get out of there. Tender Kitty getting down so low. Stun does land on the Fakov, but already Pukiwanda taking out the support. Tender Kitty soon to be followed by next. 2 kills now going on to this Syndra. Zangy just trying to get out there, and it all has gone wrong once again.
And a straight up dive. Let's go.
They'll set up this redive here, go around the Jarvan, I believe. But yeah, the one time that they finally had flexed some team members, all 4 of them coming down here, it's like, well, top lane is still here anyway, so have at it. And Puggle's not sure where Lily is here, but Lily has been top lane more than jungling at this point because of the need to hold that top lane.
Yeah,
getting some gold over to the Gnar is something they really don't want.
We need to get this Gnar into those team fights in order for him to have any ability to, have an impact on this game. He might be able to get the Lilia here. One more.
Going in, Puggle gets the kill, and Gnar is going to come back up.
That's exactly what he needed to start happening. And he's got of course, a big CS lead on the Sion, who's not been around very much.
Yeah.
But we'll need to start seeing that actually play into the rest of the team fights that they want to set up.
You could see Poggle was hunting for Nakage. Feels, but I'll hold my thought. It's Tender Kitty going right onto Ginger Oxide. Full combo. Ginger Oxide still up. Zangy arriving to bring out a little bit of damage so that Tender Kitty can score that pick. So they've finally found some way to crack this this Kog'Maw on the bot lane.
Any help is a lot of help here for them. And they still have late game team fight.
And it comes at a good time with this dragon spawning.
Sion's
so
getting
this
shredded,
would be number
too.
3, yeah, in the top lane here. This is the discrepancy turning around as Poggle takes all of Fakov's HP bar. Zangy secures the
picks up
third
the dragon.
Cloud Drake for his team. So even though the Delulu Legends are down in gold, they are up in dragons and has a favorable side lane matchup.
Yeah, they're starting to. There's the scales of the later game team fight stuff is going to start mattering a lot more here. We'll see if the individual, leads that haven't been amassed so far are enough though to take it out. They really still need to get this shut down onto Syndra.
Poggle. Oh, Meganar coming up just in time for a bit of HP, but it just buys him some time before meeting Gray Screen. So a good teleport by Fakov and Nikage, but now 3 members here in the top lane. Zengi trying to find something. Of course, that Cataclysm, there's no one that can get out easily for Hotter Than Your Dad. And Tender Kitty just skirting away from Ginger Oxide and Eli here.
Man, and then we have Baron coming up in 20 seconds. I think that, it'd be really nice for this team fight structured comp to get around this as soon as possible and stake a fight there. And even just to use it to shut down the Syndra, I think would be a really good move.
So if you're on Hotter Than Your Dad, how are you feeling right now? You have the lead, but some of you've maybe fumbled here in the last few minutes. How do you go about closing out this lead and turning it into more of a lead and possibly the game for your team?
I think what we're going to start seeing is that like the Gnar is.
I'm gonna cut you off here because Zangy goes in, Cataclysm onto Ginger Oxide, but they have Tender Kitty flanking onto the back line. So 2 big ults, and they do secure a kill onto Kog'Maw, and Mustard Gas able to kill Nikage, it goes to the support, but that means that Dark Seal getting dropped there for the second time. So losing a lot of stacks here as the Lulu Legends really putting on the pressure.
Yeah, the 2 for 2 is the best thing they could have asked for in that situation there.
Oh man, and it's starting to go exactly toward that team fight. But can they take the 3v3 here?
They're trying. Hotter Than Your Dad moving up, and it just has providing so much lockdown. Eli playing Alistar the way you need to, just getting right in there, providing the CC and moo cowing away. And now they're putting their sights on securing that top side, perhaps Baron.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they go for it until they might set up for a pick on this Jarvan though. That would be the blight of the jungler is that anytime you die after 20 minutes, you're basically forfeiting Baron.
Yeah, and they had the opportunity to move in there and secure some camps. No vision, probably most of those wards down at this point, but they do get that scuttle, so it's going to be much harder for Delulu to do anything against that Baron for the time being.
But what I was going to say before that team fight went out is that what I think we're going to start seeing a lot of is the split pushing from the Scion instead of coming down to help is going to be a lot more focused on trying to get these towers down. And then I think we'll see a lot more team fighting and participation from the Gnar. So in theory, going sort of opposite directions there. And it's just going to depend on if the team is able to resist this large team fight while the Scion takes these towers with the 6 grubs that he does have.
Wayne, do you do any shot calling in positions like this for your team, or do you normally sit back and just play?
I kind of just lock in.
When they're looking for some picks there, Ginger Oxide finding Mustard Gas with a lot of damage. Fakov arriving, no surprise there. And they've got a very structured front to back here, but it's going to the side of Hotter Than Your Dad, who's got the turret on helping them out. Now Nikage looking to ping off Chef Zangy, who is just trying to escape. As so many 4 members of Delulu down in that fight. They went for it, the big structured 5v5, all members there, and it did not work out. And now the jungler's down. That is going to be a Baron.
Oh man, that was a devastating one. That's a clean ace 5-0. It just hit them with their wallets, especially Pookie's first strike Syndra that's still not been killed yet, I don't think. Doing so much damage and taking out those carries.
Yeah, they did what they needed to do, but it was just a little bit too staggered. Like, the Kennen and the Gnar went in at the same time, and then it was followed up by Zangi on Jarvan. Like, if they do all that at one time, then maybe they win. But yeah, the gold lead, I think, is just too much at this point now.
Well, we could still end up having a crazy team fight turnaround if there gets to be a crazy engage with the Jarvan Seraphine combo with the Kennen that they're looking for. Like, it absolutely could happen even this far down.
I'm hoping it's going to happen.
There were a couple of important flashes blown. Hotter Than Your Dad just trying to move into this dragon. I thought we might see a fight, but Delulu is just going to seed the first dragon here for Hotter Than Your Dad, as they just want to kind of maybe find their footing after reeling from that mid fight.
Yeah, they'll have other opportunities when, Sion's split pushing or something, or someone else is not near it to sneak out that last Dragon Soul.
Yeah, the most important flash, though, the Syndra, is not down yet. So it's going to be tough to... it's going to be tough to lock down Pookie Wanda and finally get that huge shutdown.
You cannot let Pookie play Syndra.
Oh, and they have the full siege here going to the bot lane turret. All 5 members, and Patchaform trying to find an angle, but instead just finds Pookie Wanda. That has a lot of damage. Poggle forced to hop away on that little Gnar. And now the first inhibitor of the game for Delulu. And are they looking for more?
I think they're going for end here. They
definitely want it.
They're positioning. They're all looking.
I can tell you that Fakov right now is saying, no, we're going to keep going, and I'm just going to dive all the towers.
Yeah.
Well, Fakov getting it started with that decimating smash, locks up a few members now. Tender Kitty finding the back line, though, trying to cut off the head of the damage here. Mustard Gas is up. Kaisa puts out so much damage in this late game situation here. Fakov already down. They have not gotten a lot of damage onto this turret. So I think overall...
He did do exactly that, but it didn't work out for them this time.
I think Fakov misclicked and was trying to go for Poggle, but hit whoever was next to him, because he was at like 1 HP, and that Heart Steel proc, that would have killed him.
That Poggle survived with about 1 health there for sure. But that was huge for them to be able to get that away. They're probably going to be able to grab one of these towers here, get some gold back for themselves. A little bit of signs of life.
And no flash on Syndra.
And no flash on Syndra. It is time to take out that 906 700 gold bounty Syndra. She does have a Zanya's, but I would be putting all my money on that at this point.
Wow, look at that 19.
So Delulu Legends trying to stave off this inevitable push from Hot and Dad. They do have a very strong team fight if they can just hold out and make it happen. Perhaps a little low on the damage front, but they've proven that they can, in fact, win just an outright fight. So they're going to look for that again. Look at all of them hiding in brushes, hoping that Hot and Dad makes one mistake. That's what you got to do at this point.
Yeah, and it only takes really one.
For instance, they go right for that Ginger Oxide now in the Cataclysm, but where's the HP? It's all gone. Tender Kitty has it. As you said, this is the engage they need, but they're flashing away, trying to keep alive here as Pookie Wanda has arrived, and Akage has so much sustained damage. Mustard Gas gone. There's the sustained damage from Delulu Legends, so that means that they are not able to win that fight. 2 kills going over to Hotter Than Your Dad, and they have the push on. It's Supers already on striking at the Nexus.
Poggle was going for the teleport in, but it was stopped by Fakov.
Yeah,
so
Fakov literally stayed there to just stop that entire situation. Ugh.
Oh, I totally missed that. It was a huge play, and I see that he did pay with that for his life, but definitely bought his team the fight win.
Yeah, probably the Nexus here soon to come as well at this point. If they can get this one, they probably will stop Here is we got Mustard Gas coming up in 5, Zangy in 5.
Still cannot find any kills onto Pookie Wanda. No deaths here.
Yeah, I think that like the big thing to notice also is anytime that they just if they ever neglect the top or bottom lane and go for this fight, Fakov with teleport up will absolutely teleport in there and end the game. Doesn't need a wave. The game will just end. That is the big threat now, and he probably will not use that until it is absolutely necessary. I'm guessing around Baron fight is when we'll see this happen.
Blaine, what are you telling your team here when you're in this sort of a situation?
On what side?
Hotter than your dad.
If I'm on hotter than your dad, go team.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, I'd probably just take out Dragon and then just run it down mid. Just get those last couple of objectives just pad your stats a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, well, you take this one and then you go over there and you take Baron. If they contest any of it, then there will be a teleport in to end the game. That's just the sort of the stranglehold that they have on this right now.
You could even get a ward down in their jungle behind them and have a huge just flank and just wipe out the whole team.
It's so scary.
But it looks like it's being cleared out.
Maggie was so ready to immediately
there's the Lily ult.
standard out of there, but it's too much. The leap going down. Patriform out 5v4. They have their sights set on Baron here.
Now they're in the stage where they're just crushing their morality for the next game.
Another one down. Pookie Wanda 11-0. They don't even need Baron. The Kings have come out for this Nexus.
Yeah, and those 6 scrubs coming out too, that's really good. It's just going to chunk the turret down even faster with that lack of minions coming through.
Final stand here for Delulu Legends. Can they find a miracle to hold out?
Not up.
They're
We got
playing
ult
by the
up
book here,
on everyone
retaking
but
every-
Patchy. So are they going to pull the trigger and just try to get the huge team fight?
They really
They're
need to wait the 7 seconds for this cannon to come up at minimum.
They're staying pretty far away from each other to not get the huge wombo off, so that's smart for them.
Oh, Hoggle immediately noped away by this Alistar. But Headbutt is down. There's 3 other members, and now Poggle just bouncing up and down like a trampoline. Fakov ends up
Huge
getting
fog
the
of
kill.
war play on Fakov there.
And now they have everyone just right-clicking that turret.
Not
Everyone
the
trying to
flash-
find kills here. Fakov on the side lane, just killing that Kaisa. Can they find a kill on Pookie Wanda? Nothing more than a Banshee's Veil popped is all they're going to find. And the Nexus here in game number 1 going over to Hotter Than Your Dad.
Nice. Big plays.
Yeah, that 11, 0, and 8 Syndra, crazy.
So
Yeah.
who were some key players and what were some key moments in game number 1 to have it go that way as they figure out what side they're going to go on for game 2?
For me, it was.
Jules, are you going to state the obvious or should I?
I think that they should have known that the Fakov plays were coming here with the Scion, and that hurt them a lot really early on. I think that was one of the biggest things, and they did exactly what they needed to do and shut down Mustard Gas or Mustard, and I think that's what they needed to do and made.
Yeah, I was thinking also Scion just being a menace to that bot lane, just constantly down there causing a ruckus. And then, yeah, the Syndra just locking down basically the rest of it.
We're not going to see, I don't think we're going to see a Syndra for the rest of it. I was surprised Syndra made it through that ban amount. I think that they had banned like Lux, which Pookie will often play as like a secondary thing. But if Syndra's up, I think it's going to get chosen.
for me, I was so impressed with everyone on Hotter Than Your Dad. Everyone had such great moments. I mean, even looking at the end of the game screen, look at that damage coming out of Ginger Oxide. Who you're playing Kog'Maw into Jarvan, Kaisa, Kennen. You're expected to do very, very little, and instead you're leading your team in damage. And you saw it was a huge commit from Delulu Legends to kill the Kog'Maw, which relieved a ton of pressure from Nakage on Lilia, from Pookie Wanda on Syndra to just sit back because the target is Kog'Maw, not Lilia.
What is going on with these names that we're seeing on this end screen? Am I did everyone have a name change mid?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that too for a second.
Yeah, I don't know what that is all about, but it does not take away from the fact that they had a very, very strong showing in game number 1, and Delulu Legends got to figure out some way to bounce back.
Yeah. Yeah, but
it starts with banning the Syndra. What else? What do you adjust in game number 2?
I don't even think you need to ban the you need to ban the Syndra, but you don't need to ban the Silent. You just need to know that it's there and that it's gonna do that.
Yeah, I think if they queue up the same type of strategy with a top laner that can just roam down to bot and be a menace, now that you know that strategy has happened the first time, I think you're going to be ready for it the second time.
Yeah, I would say the undefeated Syndra has got to be my choice for MVP / talk coming to talk.
All right, let's pull a player in. We're gonna pull in Pookie Wanda on that Syndra from game number 1. Pookie Wanda, welcome to the broadcast. What a game! How do you feel coming out of after game number 1?
I feel pretty confident. I'm surprised it wasn't banned, and I got to showcase it.
Well, you really did showcase it. That was some impressive gameplay. Did you suspect that Tender Kitty was going to play Kennen when it was locked in, or do you think that was going top?
Everyone thought it was top, so yeah, but I know Poggle always picks last, so I had a good suspicion that it was Kennen mid, but I was ready for it.
Any other things that happened that game that you want to call out?
I think that one of my weaknesses is that I don't get around the map more. So this game I really tried to just make my presence, especially more in bot lane and everything, and that's how I picked up a couple early kills.
If you're trying to learn that, I recommend this guy Fakov. He goes all over the map all the time, so you might want to watch him and learn a little.
Yeah, and then they were playing full dive, so I just bought Banshee's second and Zonya's third, and they couldn't do anything. So
did you even use that Zonya's during that game?
I used it once because they just couldn't get on top of us.
Oh man! Any tidbits for strategy on the next game, or none that you want to spoil for your teammates?
Leave Syndra open, maybe. But yeah, nothing really.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll be sure to let them know to leave it open this time too.
Hope so.
Be looking for your Syndra in game 2 or whatever it is. Great job. Congratulations on your victory in game number 1, and good luck going into the next one.
Thank you.
Bye. And not to spoil his game or anything. I still think they'll ban Syndra, despite this. But in my experience, Pookie doesn't like playing the same champion twice anyway. It might be different now we're the Invitationals, but I would suggest that he actually wouldn't play Syndra if they left it open, at all.
Just rack up that 11-0 and quietly hang up the laces for the night.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of players that we're doing this for fun, and some people don't want to play the same thing twice. It's like, I just did that. Nah, do something else.
Looks like we're gonna get an Udyr ban right off the rip, according to chat here.
Yeah, Udyr was left up last time, right? I don't think we saw any. We saw Volibear banned out for Fakov, but that was it. I was really surprised maybe the most surprising ban on that first one was the Belveth. But
I'm not surprised. I was like, I mean, I guess I kind of was. I was expecting them to know that Poggle plays too much to like even try to ban him out.
I guess
Because that's been the strategy I've seen relatively often.
yeah. I mean, you pretty much aren't going to ban Poggle. That's why it's even weirder to ban the Belveth, right? Is that like
it's one of his signature like top lane picks.
I have seen. I think Fakov also likes these like sort of troll top laners, like Sion, right? And I think that he wouldn't be opposed to doing a Rammus top lane.
Oh please, I want to see that.
Or did they
wanna
do
see
side
that.
selection for not having the counter pick? I guess.
Yeah, they made aware, and it looks like that they've gone with the same side coming back here
Interesting.
for game 2.
And they still banning out the
Right
Syndra.
off the
There you
rip,
go.
they're gonna get rid of
Gotta
Syndra.
get rid of that Syndra.
No balls allowed.
Tell me about that Lux ban. The homophobic Lux ban here on the stream, just because that is the #1 most picked and banned champion in CMSA. Although we didn't see as much this last season.
Yeah, it looks like no bald and no balls.
Okay, it was already a mistake. 2 of them have left.
The classic client
bug.
Right. The bug was that Lux was banned.
Bugs.
If there was a moment to say bugs right now.
you found it. But I missed it. The Lux ban pointed at, who is that for? Is that directed at Patchiform? Is that directed at?
I guess so.
Yeah, definitely a patchy ban.
I haven't played with him too much. I know he plays a lot of like Nautilus and stuff, but there must be some maybe Lux is always banned against them or something. What I would do in this situation, and again, hopefully I'm not like giving too much secret tea here, but I'm sure that they've already worked out their own stuff. I think Pookie also plays Ahri, and they had banned the Ahri last time, but if Syndra gets banned, you first pick away the Ahri from Tinderkitty. And then like that's kind of normally the way I like to think about pick bans in general is, who can we take away if we're first pick? What thing can we flex and what thing can we take away that they're gonna want? And I think that first picking the Ahri and letting you have another free ban there is pretty good.
Okay, we're diving back into bans. We'll see if Ahri comes out as a ban. It's gonna be the same few to start. Lux Syndra.
We're gonna see a Jinx here, and then question mark.
Come on. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, targeting Mustard on a hyper carry like Jinx is probably not a bad idea, but he will play literally every single AD carry.
Yeah, Jinx, one of the best. It was talk about a rough game there with Mustard Gas in the bot lane because it was so impeded by Fakov coming bottom lane. I lost count 4, 5, 6 times. It was just there was not really a chance for Mustard Gas to really play that. And ban's very similar to game 1 outside of that Syndra adjust.
They are, and I think that this Gwen ban is a no-Kage jungle pick as well. Like a very strange.
So they don't want the Gwungle?
They don't want the Gwungle. The Gwungle. But that means that
from
we still have
now.
Jarvan up. They really want Zengi. I don't know who he paid. Oh, and
Ahri,
and there's the first pick.
that is
Ahri,
what
like
I was going to say. Ahri's still up immediately picked by Pookie Wanda and taken away from Tender Kitty. 2-for-1 special there on that one.
I feel like I'm like, I don't know if I'm predicting it or if I'm instructing them to do it at this point.
Yes.
Well, you were saying you're generally the shot caller for your team, so maybe that's just too.
Yeah. And I play with all these people so much that this is what I would be saying in our chat right now.
Give me a little insight into the chat right now. How are these teams drafting? Is there some like a single person kind of making a team? Is it a cohesive team effort to kind of come up with a comp?
It's a good question. It's normally a lot of, so I'm gonna pretend that like I'm no Kage, because I don't know enough about Eli and Ginger to know if they're gonna shot call a lot, but it's probably someone like the jungler, oftentimes trying to figure out where everyone's going, and a lot of people sort of being off somewhere else and not responding to anything that's being said. But no, in all seriousness, it's like, you know, like who needs the first pick here versus who is worried about being counterpicked. That's kind of the things that they're focused on probably here.
Yeah, and like a lot of the bands that I go in, we like whenever the first pick happens, like, all right, what do we want to, you know, prioritize, and then we just keep strategizing and just talking about, you know, picks that we want to get like right off the rip.
Yeah, I think that like the biggest one is often like someone will forget to say something and you're at like 5 seconds and need to pick and everyone's panicking and no one knows like what's actually being chosen within the 5 seconds left. That's really what happens during these moments.
Yes, and so in pick ban, these comps have really taken an interesting turn. I loved Pookie, hovering for Fakov there with the Udyr going back and forth between Udyr, Teemo, Volibear, but Udyr locked in, and now Zangy not going for that Jarvan and going to be on Diana here in game 2.
I'm not surprised to also see that Lilia ban too.
Yeah, they don't want, which is not as like, it's still pretty good against Diana, but it's not going to be quite as oppressive as the last matchup that they just did. They are really trying to box out Tender Kitty here as well. Yeah. Which, you know, the remaining ones, he might still play Karma. I think that Kennen can be a good choice. I don't see him play a lot of Kennen, but I think that like from a team fight perspective, it still could be a good option.
Yeah, he plays his fair share of Kennen. I've seen it.
I think he's been cooking with a lot of Corki lately too. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a Corki pick.
That would be a good pick right now. Like, sure, it got nerfed, but
it's still
pretty impressive. Corki is so very, very strong. Early game, just like a assassin. It's incredible how much damage that Bombardier does.
Seemed like a panic maybe last ban, not sure.
It starts with the letter A, could be.
It's always hard at the end when you're like, okay, what's left and who plays it? And I don't know, just choose something that starts with A. Oh man, I think we actually they flex picked the Diana potentially. If that was, this might be Zangy Sejuani that he's been practicing, which is, I mentioned the first game. Okay. He's been working on this because everyone thinks he's gonna get J4 banned.
Okay, so Diana then going elsewhere. Is that gonna be in the mid lane?
It's mid lane, yeah. I think that Slide has put up a couple of games on Diana. I don't know how the matchup is for Ari and Diana, but sounds spooky.
And Eli going right back to the Alistar. That was, he was really good on it. And like with the Sejuani trying to, you know, charge in, like it'll be good to keep them away. And the Diana too.
It's like no Kage picking here probably for the jungle. Oh, Briar.
Oh, he got hungry locked in.
Briar. Okay, tell me a little bit about this pick.
I am surprised to see it. I would almost not be surprised to see the game stop and them say that there was a mistake and it was supposed to be Brand. But
You saw the brand hover for a moment and then switched over to Briar.
yeah, I
Wow.
would have chosen the Brand against the Diana, but Briar is such an interesting and very exciting pick to watch though, because those ultimates are just stuff that the streams are made of, you know.
Oh yes, it gives our cameraman Kelton some opportunity here to track that Briar ult flying across the map.
Yeah,
So go ahead.
we do have like an interesting that Trundle ended up being the counter pick to the Udyr, which is a great choice. Again the
Shredding the
goal of-
armor.
Yeah, break the armor, eat him up, chase him away. Fakov, when he plays Udyr, intends to just never die, and just like keep healing and shielding. And Trundle is probably the best person to make that not happen, and prevent you from getting away and just keep smacking you.
What a different look from both these teams compared to game number one. Outside of the Alistair and the Seraphine, it's just completely different with all of these picks coming through. I'm so excited for this second game. Any predictions about how the team fights are going to play? Who wins this late? Who wins this mid? What's the flow of this game going to look like?
This is feeling way more centered around to me, whereas I thought that the split push lane with the Scion was going to work and did. I think this time they've constructed yet another great team fight composition with the Seraphine, the Trundle, the Sejuani. I think that it's going to be able to take the cake this time.
I think Trundle is that much of a team fighter. I'm pretty sure he just wants to stay inside lanes and just chomp down a few turrets.
Yeah, he's making sure that Udyr doesn't get out of control from the lane. But I think that like once they're all team fighting, the ability for Trundle and Diana Sejuani to go in with that Seraphine ult is going to be where we see that team fight happening.
Yeah, I just know it's going to be a battle of the Titans in the top lane. The Udyr and the Trundle, they're just going to clobber each other.
I agree. I think that it's going to be a huge storyline of this game is going to be Fakov versus Poggle, just brawling it out in the top lane to see who comes out ahead.
And this is my cue to go pour another glass of wine, so I'll be right back.
Quit whining.
You have any predictions, Blaine? Who's going to take this one?
I'm really hoping we get a 1-1 for this game 3. I don't know if that'll happen, to be honest, because I think Udyr is going to be a little bit unkillable. Tristana can just jump her way out. Ahri has the ultimate to dash. So it's going to be tough, but I'm really hoping for, game 3.
Yeah, Ezreal's got this big, tanky Sejuani in front of him. But the damage does feel kind of low compared to Hotter Than Your Dad. You've got Delulu Legends with like Ezreal. They have this initial burst from the Diana, but unless that Ezreal is putting up a ton of damage, after that engage, it might be tough to actually find those kills in those kind of 4v4 skirmishes. And certainly Trundle, or Poggle and Trundle is going to try and make those be 4v4 because Trundle wants to split push you to death here.
And looks like Hotter Than Your Dad lost the skin game because Briar with nothing. Come on.
Nakage going. What is this, Nakage?
I think Briar's one of the like only champions that I'm aware of that have never seen a like pro game.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
It's fairly new, but also
Yeah.
like where no one seems to be playing it. I think it's interesting that it doesn't ever get picked up by these pro players.
I think it would be real silly goofy if Nokage went full AP and just hid in a bush the entire game until some poor sap decides to walk anywhere close to just get screamed at into a wall and blown up.
It'll be interesting to see if I doubt we'll see any invades on this side or any weird shenanigans with Fakov staying bottom, for instance. But it looks like they might actually be looking for it.
It seems whenever Fakov is in the game, Fakov likes to bring the people, bring the viewers some sort of a wacky engage, invade, just something to spice things up. And the Lulu Legends sticking together, trying to make sure nothing happens as the 5-point comes out from Hotter Than Your Dad.
Are they? I wonder if are they thinking that they might do a top invade, or maybe they're really interested in shutting down Fakov at level 1. This would be a really interesting play from them because he might try to go ward their red here.
What a read here.
This would be quite. He would not be expecting them all to be there, I bet.
It'd be such great justice for Mustard Gas here as Poggle finds Fakov. But presumably the rest of the team has now gone to their lanes where they're going to be very, very late.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy. There was a good chance he would have tried to go ward that red and it would have happened. Oh, not the all chat.
Yo, Poggle.
Ready for it.
Thorin's ring you, dear. Don't need no help.
Let's see how long it takes him to actually move. Oh! Does everyone see that in the bottom left-hand corner of the stream? Does anyone else see that brand new, updated, and gorgeous CMSA eSports logo?
It really is gorgeous.
It's so pretty.
Whoa!
It's really meant to be like a frisbee. I hope that the whatever frisbee team is part of CMSA is using that.
It's got all the flags on it.
Is there an ultimate frisbee league?
If there
is, yes.
Advertising for them.
Pitch CMSA. Not just esports. It's also
what noodle
not
fight is happening up here.
Yeah, it's also not Poggle's lane apparently. It's Fakov just going to town here early.
We have both jungles pathing up toward the top lane, so we'll probably see the Sejuani gank probably before he gets dove here.
Yeah, Fakov no stranger to diving in these sorts of situations, but instead gonna take the reset here.
Maybe he knows that Sejuani's pathing top and is if Nokage is doing the same thing that I do whenever he does this, he's coming. Sejuani's coming. Be ready. So he probably just used that to get out of dodge before that actually happened.
Level 4 and Zangi's level 3, and they're both right up on that scuttle.
It looks like he's going to take the fight anyway.
Yeah, it's a full-on collapse here. Poggle arriving first here. Nokage losing a lot of HP. First blood there. Two Poggle on Trundle. They're looking for more. Poggle way away on Fakov, but the HP just not enough. Not there for Zangi, and now Zangi will turn and secure that scuttle.
It's interesting to go in as Briar with that ghost instead of having the flash. To be able to get back to safety, instead opted to go in further.
Zangi's pathing too, full clear bot side into just red to scuttle.
Yeah,
pretty efficient to be there and ready for a fight if one broke out.
Even though just it costing a level, sometimes that's all you need to make it work. So well done to their team for that, the Lulu Legends.
The Lulu Legends, yep. And that first clears down. The jungle starting their second clear. We'll see if anyone peels off to go to this dragon. Poggle trying to make Vakov pay.
Ooh.
Couple turret shots, not one to be taken there. Still has teleport available if needed though. Lots of pings going down along the bot side of the map. They've spotted out Chef Zangi here, so they know that Sejuani is just starting the second clear.
Oh boy.
Another pillar chomp taking some HP bar, but Turtle Shield
Big
putting
shield.
in
Is
work
that
here for Vakov.
gonna be able to walk away?
You might
just
have to
fine.
invest in one of those like serpent thing. Is that item still in the game even?
Serpent
Fang?
Fang.
It is in
Yes.
the game. Yep.
I was just recently saw Kaisa with barrier, and obviously got the supercharged shield, and then someone just went York, Serpent's Spraying York, just completely nullified all of that poor Kaisa's existence. Would be good here in Patchiform, providing some shields as well, so that might be a pickup.
It definitely seems like the right call. Ooh, here goes the ult from Diana, but it's moved out of, and then Ari hits the charm. Briar goes in. I think that this is a dead Diana.
Flash
Oh,
out.
she lives.
And her kitty flashing away and getting out of there.
The bleed
Well
is
called, yeah.
The bleed was so close on that too. Less than 20 HP by the end of that.
This is when you say not even close in
And Zangi, once again, just loves these dragons.
Oh, Poggle can dive that. Come on.
Poggle looking. Yeah,
Not
just gonna go down and
against the
secure.
Oh,
Sure.
but yeah, it does have the
Infinite
empowered
shield.
E. And Vakov is maxing W first, so that shield is just gonna be big.
There it is right there. It's like more than half his health bar.
Zangi finally securing dragon. Started so long ago. But that means that Nakage gonna know that he's in the clear to take the grubs on the other side of the map.
Takes Briar so long to kill those, all three of them anyway. Sort of hitting them one at a time. You get spoiled with those AP junglers where you just take them all three at once.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you do get a little bit of AoE with the W active, but not nearly enough to take them that quickly.
Tender Kitty just harassing Pookie Wanda in the mid lane. Playing so aggressive, but now with no flash, we'll see
chomp
if Zangi does anything.
Does a lot.
I think there might be a want to dive here, but I would say that it's extremely risky.
I want to dive here.
That's what Vakov wants you to do.
And bot lane this time has been kind of the more quiet lane. There hasn't been a whole lot of attention drawn as these junglers just individually secured the dragons. Hasn't really been able to find anything outside of that early skirmish for the top scuttle. So they're just both just kind of going back and forth, farming very well.
Yeah, I think they keep kind of button heads in the middle of trying to take different things and are just opting to full clear instead. I'm not sure from a late game perspective, both teams feel like they could be pretty evenly matched at that point. So I think that they're both just willing to take it easy and see where it goes instead of the chaos that was going on that first game.
Someone in chat said, "Is that Blaine as in Pirate Blaine?" What does this mean?
I don't know.
Like Gangplank Pirate. Oh,
Tender Kitty scored that solo kill
I was
as
distracted. Oh no.
no, it just the HP bar. Where did it go? And now we've got a little bit here. Zangi, they're trying to bait him in. Zangi biding
is
his
coming
time in the
in.
wings. Does have that glacial prism, but just missed. There's a disengaged from
Ginger
Ginger
at 1
Oxide, flashing
HP?
forward. Mustard Gas has to flash out of there, and now it's
Here
Eli
comes the
trying to get
dive.
away, and they will secure
Oh.
one Ginger Oxide, just barely getting away.
just barely. And this is going to be the win condition again. I think for this team is Mustard getting ahead, or Poggle just split pushing like a maniac. It's going to be one of the two of those.
Yeah, this game is already really about just living with 1 HP every time.
The chat is calling you to commentate the next team fight with the pirate voice if we have if we get someone to follow. So I'm looking forward to all the follows coming through so that we can encourage Blaine to do that.
I'm sorry, the pirate voice?
I guess my patented yo-ho.
I missed that one. We got a full wet noodle fight going on there.
I know, it's
Both of them need to build anti-heal so soon. Oh, what a charm.
yeah, Pookie's got to take what damage he can get there because Tender Kitty threatening on that Diana. Patch it for him. We know about you, Eli, who just continues standing there. What a baller move.
Was that
Back
Trundle
on.
ult just there? I think Trundle's
Yes, it was.
ultimate is trying to get through this bazillion shield Udyr.
God, just weaving in and out. Turtle, bear, phoenix.
We have no
Trying
Kage up here.
I'm interested for this Briar.
Stun comes
Can
down.
Poggle
There's a
get
bear
out?
form stun to
he's
follow.
gonna-
Taking a lot of health. Yeah, trying to turn it on the 1v2 here. Poggle
Oh,
Yeah,
doing work,
that was
but
a good-
can't find it there. Almost turned it.
that was good.
He kept him interested just in time for him to claw him up and get that Briar in there. I don't think we've seen a Briar ult yet, but those are something to keep a lookout for now. Ooh, that's not quite enough. If that one minion had died, it would have been though. But that Briar ult is now something that we should be looking out for to see any team fights from
We'll
now
definitely
on.
hear it. So we'll know when it happens.
Yeah, that's maybe why no one plays it, because you just move away from where you're expected to be and you're probably fine, right? Probably.
Yeah, and it's going to be immediately called out where it's going.
Especially in
And-
like, we have 5 people on comms. It's hard to land that thing.
So no ult, but does secure the grubs, and Zengi securing Dragon. So once again, kind of a handshake of a split with objectives here as they're dragon stacking coming out of Delulu Legends, who this time have a little bit of a gold lead to work with as they push towards that Dragon win condition.
Uh-oh.
Poggle just beating up on Nakage, who says, "No, I'm out of here." But now Poggle, you're a little deep into the enemy side of things. Headbutt does land right into the waiting arms of
I really thought he was going to take
and
the
Nakage.
Hex Gate out.
I think that he wanted to, but then was worried that as part of doing that, Alistair would stop him. But I am also surprised he didn't at least go for it.
It went for the Hex Gate, and then at last minute tried to switch up to take the berry over, and it just did not work out.
As soon as you start channeling it, if that Alistair was waiting for him to do that, then it
Good
would have
escape
been
by
just as
Ginger.
bad. That tower is coming down. We got 6
yeah.
grubs on that side of the hotter than your dad again.
And there's that ultimate.
She's hungry, and she wants some mustard. But won't
not
get any.
enough. Yeah, no, just engaging there, but was in position to immediately punish Zangi's dive here, and now, but the fight continues in the bot lane, and now there's Ginger Oxide jumping forward, securing one, and Fakov getting revenge 1v1 against Poggle in the top lane. Everything going right now for hotter than your dad.
Yeah,
What
there's been a
happened
real
up there?
switch in tempo for everybody, it seems.
Just killed the top tower there, and then immediately killed Poggle afterward. I don't even know how that all happened. Now the tower after that is half health. I don't know.
Backup
if
does
you
have
call that a
complete
spike.
Ninja Tabby, though.
Yeah,
So
not even one full item though.
Not even an item. All you need are components, and you can turn that lane right around, no problem.
Zangi, do you want this?
He's trying to
Back
get away
There's
from
a
Poggle to
tiger
be here.
and
There
a
we go.
bear and a turtle and
2v1.
a phoenix there, bud.
Yeah,
This
it's
must be
really a
devil at this
4v2.
point, you'd imagine. Is there another pillar almost ready?
Uh-oh.
Can he get out through the hex gate? No.
Oh,
Stop.
Stop.
Very
frustrating.
You're going deeper into the enemy territory here. You don't have any gap closes. Just that bear stance gonna
Yeah,
get
there
that.
goes a pillar.
Is it enough though? God,
Tender Kitty is coming up, so that should be the end.
And how much time has this taken at this point?
Fuck up.
It's taking a
Don't make things easy. Still alive.
Oh,
Bellevue running
come
away.
on.
What you got now? Back up, you
Is
mad
Nabaga
man.
gonna get the kill onto
There.
No way.
Seraphim's here. Flash coming out to try to
the
get
pillar?
it. And he finally
The
goes
pillar
down.
killed Tender Kitty a little.
I don't even know what's been done on the other side of the map in the 10 minutes that we watched that.
Wow, this UDR clearly a problem for Delulu Legends. You gotta figure out a different strategy rather than chase him around the
Look,
whole
I-
jungle for
see
5 minutes.
The Serpent's Fang needs to come out. The Morellos need to come out. You gotta put something on here to, in fact, everything on here to deal with that type of thing.
Oh, I just realized now there are 2 completed items onto Udyr.
Yeah, that's gonna where there were 0 during that
Yeah.
10-minute non-fight. there
I
are
was
now
gonna
2.
say, yeah, that took 10 minutes to kill the Udyr. Now it's gonna take 45.
Yeah, I don't know even what was completed over there, but if we look at the actual gold, it would seem that Hotter Than Your Dad is ahead right now by a little bit without the dragons though, but a substantial lead at least for right now.
Yeah, it's just kind of been a revolving door here for Delulu Legends ever since that bot lane dive. They've not been able to stand up, but here they're trying to look for some sort of a fight. They've got Fakov split pushing on the top side as they've fully prepped for this next dragon. But they are standing on a ward. They're looking for one pick there, and they're going to find Tender Kitty, who's just
gets
able to
the
get
ult
away. Nakage now is the one low, forced to get away. That's their jungler. Now all 5 here's Poggle's arriving, but Fakov in the top lane. Pookie wanted trying to get forward and get one kill, more auto onto Tender Kitty. Not enough. Will pay for it with the light, with his life.
And taking
now
the blast
Poggle
cone.
going forward.
Just gonna get stunned into the wall. Should be able to just walk out.
But look at Fakov literally taking the base though while this is going on. Someone's gonna have to go there. It looks like Diana's
Tender
gonna
Kitty
try.
came up there.
I don't think she wins this
Is
fight.
Fakov
but
even gonna
hopefully she
care,
wins
though?
off
Is-
the tower.
Yeah, Fakov is just standing under tower without a care in the world.
Oh, Poggle's
Poggle gets taken down.
finally.
Just by Eli. So what an explosive fight. They end up taking this dragon for the side of Delulu Legends. But they gave up so much in the top side as Fakov was just able to grab wave after wave and push it into that top lane. Did get one turret during that.
Super worth it for Delulu Legends though, because they're now on Soul Point. They've evened up the gold by a pretty considerable amount. And yeah, like some of that top lane tower got hit a little bit, but it was saved. I think that was actually a huge win for Delulu Legends right now. It's so much.
Yeah. Only a 2k gold lead and not even a turret taken down. So they can really come back quickly if they win another good fight.
Yeah, they still have not gotten one of them. They have Trundle on their team. They'll come down.
Well, Fakov just teleported top, and immediately all of Delulu on Delulu Legends collapsed.
He's barely taking damage.
It's like a repeat. I think this is a replay.
Where is the sustained damage? It's all in this Diana here, but the CC is here, and they're rooting him up. Fakov trying.
The shields are constant.
Still alive. Oh, Glacier
Finally
Prison
taken
missing.
down.
If they do not buy some anti-heal soon, they're out of this game. They can't afford to spend 10 minutes killing an Udyr.
Because in the meantime, Ginger Oxide takes the turret, and now going to be taking...
Yeah, they're just giving. They want to get that turret down instead.
Yeah, Rift Herald down.
Yeah, that'll help.
But they're all coming top. Tender Kitty could be kind of screwed here.
Trying to
A
trade
little
one
too
for
late to
one.
leave.
Shut down there. So hotter than your dad gonna try to stabilize after kind of giving away some objectives. Has managed to strike back here.
Let's play who's starting to build toward anti-heal or anti-shield, and I think the answer is Sejuani.
Yep, Zangi's got
Got it.
the Bramble
Recognizing.
Vest started.
But you really sort of need it on both teams too. There's a crazy amount of shield and healing that is on both sides of this. We have how long until the next dragon? I haven't seen. Oh, there it is.
2 minutes.
So we still have a little bit,
Yeah, we've calmed down a little bit for a moment.
but it will be Soul Point, and I think that that's what we want everyone to be gearing up for. And if one goes to Soul, like you could theoretically let them have one dragon and try to pivot to Baron. I think those are going to be the next big plays. X Flash over the wall.
Two-man knockup from that Alistar. Fakov is here, and he's got Eli to help the kind of split the tanking and provide some CC. So this is going to be a tough duo to break here in the bot lane.
3 top to deal with this Diana again and like potentially shut down this entire top side. We have a 3v1 that's going to happen there soon too.
And a 4v2 in the bot lane as Mustard arrives here. There's the damage going on to Eli, who goes down. And they had tried to starting up Baron, but they've been forced off once now by Tender Kitty. They've restarted it, but
yeah,
there's a lot of squishy members.
Right back down. And Briar did use ult just a little bit ago, so that is currently down.
Tender Kitty can get in there and disrupt some of this before it gets too low to...
Tender Kitty does have ult.
First shot barrage came through. It already did.
But Mustard Gas is here.
They need to get in there and hit this Briar, though. Oh, and then they can finish off Baron here as well.
Hoggle.
Oh, that's devastating.
Gets taken down.
That's it. Baron for Delulu Legends. What a huge play. As hotter than your dad. They tried to start up that Baron with 3, and you just saw Tender Kitty stall him out. True Shot Barrage came through to keep him very, very low and stall enough time for the team to come. So huge. And that's going to be a gold swing now in favor of Delulu Legends, who's retaken the gold lead.
Yeah, they were trying to get them down there and say, like, look, I'm pulling 4 people. Y'all can just do Baron. But luckily they had at least one person up there to stop them and make that a really hard play to commit to.
Dragon's up in like 5 seconds, and I see a teleport going right in there. So they're going to get this started as soon as possible.
It is Soul Point here. They really need to get this.
Oh, and someone's going in, starting death here for Nakage, jumping right in. It's a 3v5 though, or 3v, and it's soon to be with the teleport arriving. Diana coming out. Tender Kitty has a backline access, looking for something on a Jinder Oxide, dashing in. There's going to be the execute. It's a complete massacre. Delulu Legends has won this team fight and now looking to take Soul.
Oh, it's a Hex Tech Soul too. That's going to be painful.
Hex Tech Soul on top of Baron. I don't think Fakov is getting away from this one. Although it still might take another.
I think he's gonna get...
Eli's here to provide
give
some
it another
heal. They want back off, but the slows are coming down.
Diana E stopped, but had another one primed.
Eli just sacrificing so that the carries can get away. But the push is on for the Delulu Legends, who are trying to expand this lead. They just took the gold lead, and now it's already ballooning up to almost 5,000 gold.
Yeah. This is they didn't play shut down the mustard gas. You got to turn off the mustard gas in order to win these, and it's at full force right now. So they're gonna be in trouble if they don't shut him down soon.
Another 1 HP survived. Putting down the Rift Herald all the way back there. It must have been expiring.
Yeah, it had to have been coming up pretty soon. They've had it for so long at this point.
Does it really
We'll be
last
taking a
that
solo
long?
trip down the top lane.
It really
just sort
seemed
of
like it
trundle
lasted
along,
forever.
going on a solo experience there. Shelly's journey, coming to a
Going on an
place near
adventure.
you. I don't know.
So now Delulu Legends looking to close this one out. They're just they're spreading the Baron around though. So they
Good
are a
buffer on
little-
the E.
Yeah, I got out of there with
They're going
Ezreal.
back in though.
Exactly as you can. They're still wanting it. Encore comes out to help
that was
engage, and now
huge.
this is what's so powerful about Ezreal. As you're running away, you're gonna get run down, and Mustard Gas going godlike as Chef Zangi's arriving there. Glacial Prison. Now Fakov
Can you
has
get back?
managed to take it all the way to the top lane here with that Rift Herald trying to do something as the mid lane is just getting sieged down. So an inhibitor. You're going to have to face down Poggle. Here's that 1v1. Fakov turns on it.
Finally ults.
You're not soloing this Trundle with an ult, though, I don't think.
Yeah, no HP being lost. Fakov just trying to stall out this ultimate subjugate. But the whole team just sieging down mid.
Poggle doesn't even have to win. He just needs to keep him in that top lane while they just take inhibitors.
And they could keep going here if they really wanted to, but they are starting to spawn back up. It's probably safer to just go back away.
Yep, take all their
whole
jungle. Try to run them out of even more potential money.
The Trundle counter on this Udyr is pretty sufficient, but I still think that he's got to put in some anti-healing, anti-shield in order to make this duel even better favored for him.
Are we getting a Triforce built next for the Trundle? With that Sheen.
Probably not the worst idea, but I would prefer to see some of that anti-heal happen. It looks like it's probably going to be that Sundered Sky approach as well, just to keep healing on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
So the Baron has expired, but you've got two inhibitors down on the side of Hotter Than Your Dad. So Delulu Legends just kind of looking to siege, and you can see the map so dark. They've just now spotted Hotter Than Your Dad, who want to take down Fakov. They know it seems like they're a little nervous to push out with Fakov. They just know what the game plan is. As soon as they show on the map, Fakov's going to be top pushing, but they're sieging down mid here.
We don't see Poggle. He probably is coming up there to join him. Because he's on Udyr duty.
There
There's the Trundle coming out. Pillar has gone
and
down.
The slow from the
get
soul,
him
too.
here, this will be huge.
Just
and he's just going to get out.
Ah!
Pillar was already used.
But
Oh,
that's
back
teleport
off.
down. That's pretty big. Good timing though for waiting till that pillar was down in order to teleport out. He knew he doesn't win that fight anymore.
And now they're
I just
looking to try to
noticed Poggle's
find
just typing in the chat.
trying
in the
to find a
Twitch chat.
fix here. Tender Kitty dashing on Kage, but there's not enough damage quite yet coming down. Now finally just holds the ult, gets the Moonfall onto the back line. Kukiwana going down. The whole team now collapsing. Ginger Oxide forced just to rocket jump away, and watch as Fakov falls. The whole team now descending. The Lulu Legends clicking on that Nexus. They don't need any grubs. They don't need anything at all. Just dragons and a Poggle on Trundle. It's going to be enough. They're looking to try to pet the KDAs by taking out Ginger Oxide. Game number 2 goes to Delulu Legends. We've got game
1-1.
coming up.
We love a 1-1. What's not to love about the best of 3 where both teams win one, and I predicted both teams each time. So I'm going to call that a win for myself as well.
We're all in this
100%.
together.
Play
With
Ruby
the-
Scapes. We're going to game 3.
Where's the license for Silver Scrapes? Can we just
Oh,
put
don't
that
worry.
in
I'll
the
pull
radar?
a Marks and just boo.
Oh yeah, can you just go and acoustic that for us?
So before we get to game 3, which we're all so hyped about, tell me, who were the big playmakers of game 2? What were the big moments in game number 2 that helped Delulu Legends win that game?
I'm going to say it's it's not any one person. It is the work of the whole team, because shutting down the Udyr, who was just a big meatball, required a lot of teamwork. So I feel like you can't single out one person for like any like extra effort than anyone else.
Yeah, because Poggle has such a wide range of champions, he was able to do pretty much the exact thing needed to be done for that Udyr, which it is its own skill thing to do that. But I gotta say that like the mustard gas, putting in the damage, putting in the like just the consistent damage while everyone sort of stunned them up was a big reason that they were able to put that performance on and wasn't shut down, which is I think a big reason why they won that one.
And one key moment that I would highlight from that game was that Baron attempt from Hotter Than Your Dad. They started it up, and Delulu Legends, really on the back of Tender Kitty, was able to stall it out long enough.
Yeah.
Mustard Gas was able to rip through and with True Shot Barrage and just get everyone too low. And even though they were decisive, they tried to get it down. It just was not enough. And that was the moment that the gold shifted, and Delulu Legends never looked back.
Yeah, that was a critical moment for them.
Chat, do you not see the craziness that I'm seeing? Just dragging the names. Has anyone else seen that? Has anyone else seen that? This is the first time I am seeing it, and it's blowing my mind every time. Like,
it's a good thing she's pretty.
Are you
right?
kidding me?
What are some other ones that we can blow your mind with? Have you ever done like the /me in chat to like make it an action?
Yes, I have done that. And the emotes in there too.
All right, I've got another weird one for you. Have you ever clicked the Discord, the direct message Discord button? If you like click it 10 times, it does something very strange.
Oh no.
It won't kick you off of Discord.
I was about to do it, and I was like, wait, I don't want to touch anything on Discord for fear you have to report back, Blaine.
Love all those weird app Easter eggs like that.
It made a leave sound, I think.
Should we bring anyone in for chatting from that last game?
Yeah, Blaine, who would you like to see from game number 2?
I want to hear how Poggle handled that top lane.
Can we get Poggle in here? Production. All right, Poggle, welcome. You're on the stream. How do you tell me first off? How do you feel after game number 2 and tying it up 1-1?
I feel like if I see an Udyr again, I'm gonna lose it. This is Udyr, a champion with 4,700 HP, 329 armor, and 201 magic resist. Has unstoppable, a shield. Doesn't go over walls, but like, God, when we were chasing him and he had not even a full item, but two components, and we couldn't kill him, I was like, all right, what's going on here? And then I realized, oh yeah, Blade of the Ruined King, and we saw how that fight at the Inhibitor went. So, I mean, you know, the Trundle champion, maybe there's an argument that he's even worse.
I have to know, what was comms like as the Hotter Than Your Dad was doing Baron and 4 members of your team are descending on Delulu Legends?
The comms were basically, Poggle, are you okay against Udyr? And I said, no. And they said, okay, we're going to fight them on Baron. And I was like, okay, just win.
And then they did.
And they did, yeah. No, my teammates were fantastic this game. Like my whole job was just soak up the pressure. We kind of figured that since we drafted a really safe bot lane, they'd probably be babysitting me in the top lane, and well, almost could argue that they maybe didn't need to, because Udyr.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very pleased to see, you know, when I hit tab for the first time at 20 minutes because I'm a top laner, we had one dragon till Dragon Soul, and it was spawning in a minute, and they were not near the dragon. I felt like that was pretty much the turning point of the game, where it went from being, you know, pretty much on a knife's edge to, oh, we're just winning.
You think you're gonna have Belveth banned again, and if it's not, are you gonna pick it?
I mean, ooh, it's game 3, but we're 1-1. Who knows? If they leave the Belveth open, it might be a mistake, like leaving the Syndra open.
Nice.
Are we gonna see Kled or Gangplank?
Okay, you're not going to see Gangplank. You got to stop asking me about that. That's never happening. That's
We just want a
he's-
good excuse to do a pirate impersonation. Poggle.
I
That's all
gotcha.
we
I gotcha.
Yeah, you don't want me to shriek my
hey,
Kled
hey.
lines?
Hey, Rise is a pirate.
Oh, Pirate
There you go.
Rise.
Pirate Rise game
But-
3. You heard it from the source here.
Hey, it's going to depend on if my team actually needs the Rise. I feel like there's a lot of champs that do what
No,
he does better.
we got it confirmed. We got it confirmed. You heard it here first.
Darn.
Poggle,
Maybe
thank
I'll
you
find
very
a
much
different-
for joining us. I'll let you get back to your team. Great job in game 2, and good luck in the decisive game 3.
Thank you.
Top winners. I love that. Let's do that. Well, we basically do get to pick the top winners if only Fakoff agrees with it, because it'll just be whatever number 1 counter that champion has. So what do we want to see top lane?
Right. How can we
I-
work a Yumi into top lane? What does that champion counter?
I want to
Oh, I don't
see
even wanna see
Poggle
that.
Smolder.
I'm also surprised that we're not seeing them switch. I think that, you know, maybe Hotter Than Your Dad is more interested in doing the take away the first pick from like Tender Kitty again than giving Poggle counter pick. When does Poggle not get counter pick? That's I feel like they should potentially let go team 2 and red side.
Yeah, you're right. This is going to be the 3rd game in a row, right? That Hotter Than Your Dad has had that first pick, and Poggle has had last pick.
And
So
counter pick, yeah. And in fairness, Fakov's champ pool isn't as wide as Poggle's, so the counter picking ability isn't going to be as good as maybe taking away that first pick Ari.
but who needs a wide champion pool when you play Udyr and Scion and Volibear like absolute that they are?
Yeah, maybe they'll just shut all that down. See what we have left.
All my lifetimes would have brightened your day.
See what I think. They're still waiting for us to have an answer of what we'd like to see. I don't know what else he plays top that I haven't seen and would like to see. I'll think on it.
For Fakov?
Yeah. They really don't want Eli to play Lux.
I want an 80 carry top lane. Corky versus Smolder.
I could see. You know what I want? You know what I want you to play, Fakoff, is Rammus. And leave the Belveth open.
Break it out. Leave the Belveth open. Yeah, bait it in.
Pick Rammus, and it'll be a blast.
So a Seraphine ban. So now 2 going for the support.
That's
We
really
won't get a
smart.
third one.
The Seraphine has been really strong in these fights.
Oh, they did. They banned it anyway. So he's not going to play Rammus top. I love me some Belveth, but I don't believe in Belveth top.
Are we
I
gonna
know
get
it can be
another Lilia ban?
I would not be surprised. Wow, they don't want to see that
Scion.
Scion again.
So there's a Syndra open. Or no, I'm sorry. There's the Ari still open. Syndra banned by the Delulu, but Ari available.
So we could see the Ari being picked here, and then I would suggest or imagine that Tender Kitty then takes away the Lilia.
You just
The
think
Ashe
if
first
Wanda
pick,
doesn't
so-
like. Go ahead.
The Arya's first pick, or GP
Ashe.
hover. Ash's first pick. So yeah, we still have a Tender Kitty Ari on the tables.
Yeah, I think that I would be very surprised if that doesn't happen here. Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
They really let him have it and said, you know what? Come at us with it. We'll leave the Jarvan open, the Ahri open.
Yeah, the disrespect to Zangief leaving that J4 open.
He didn't even choose it last time. He's been practicing that Sejuani, which went over really well there. So maybe he'll do it again. Who knows?
And yeah, they left the Jinx open, so that was an easy pickup also.
That's the first time they left the Jinx open, so that'll be really interesting and even more important for them to shut down Mustard. Ooh, the Anivia.
There's the counter pick. I've seen the three. It can be very strong.
The other Pookie Wanda special. Boy, Warwick. It's actually coming through though. It is. So we'll see how if Zangy wants to respond here with something before going into second round of bans. If we go through a second, yeah, okay. I was about to say if we go through a second round of bans and both of those make it through.
So Sejuani picked up, which I love here. You've got Mustard Gas on Jinx, you have Tender Kitty with Ahri, and like this, you have so much damage, and this big old Sejuani now.
Volibear is out.
Okay, targeting Fakov.
Yeah, we got my parrot on my shoulder for Gangplank.
Are they going to let the Udyr through? I bet they ban it.
There was an edge to Poggle's voice that made it seem like would prefer not to see a.
Oh,
if they don't ban it, like how would they
have
get
to? You have to ban the Udyr, right?
Gone.
They pretty much forced that one. I love
Which
the back and forth
means
ban.
that Fakov will choose to pick up the Nasus, is my guess. Which is an interesting scaling option. I think that
there's the Udyr gone. Smart.
Has to happen.
Yeah, so all three of the Fakov specials banned. Where is Fakov gonna go?
I think it's gonna be the Nasus.
Nasus, double dogs here.
Yeah, I think it's puppy comp. And they have Corky to
round it out.
It's a Soraka.
Soraka locked in.
Jinx Soraka.
Not the strongest lane. Does give some protection against this early poke from Ashe.
Well, especially if you got that Warwick running at you, if you need someone to heal up a little bit. And there it is right there, the hover at least. Yeah. Saw that one coming.
Nasus has been played on stream by Fakov. It was a terror a couple weeks ago when we saw it. So we'll see what the answer is going to be from Poggle, who is
Soraka top, by the way,
to know how to handle these counter picks.
Love it. He did. So someone did mention Soraka top. So
Soraka top versus the pick has already been done. Camille coming out.
Great choice.
All right.
Although Camille's been a popular support lately too, so
we're still on the board for Soraka top.
Soraka top.
We'll have to wait for the loading screen to confirm.
Yeah, they're doing this right now just to make us think that it's that way, but they'll switch when 3 seconds are left, you know.
So looking at the way these two teams have drafted and the compositions, what is the path to victory for Hotter Than Your Dad and for Delulu Legends?
I'll start. I think that it's again all about setting up for this mega carry Jinx. If she's let loose and given kills and not shut down, I think that it's gonna go the way of Delulu Legends.
Yeah, there's a lot of stopping power against like the Warwick with Sejuani and like Camille ulting to just keep them in place so they can't just run down Jinx. Like, yeah, they have definitely more of a pick comp than a team fighting this time.
It'll
So
be
Delulu Legends has this clear kind of Jinx, get on 3 items, will protect you, carry this. How does Hotter Than Your Dad navigate this? Obviously, you've got a Nasus, you've got some late game there, you've got some other options, but what do they do to win this game?
I feel it's get Anivia ahead and just let them have this ice storm of doom.
I would be playing through for Hotter Than Your Dad. I'd be playing through top lane a little bit just to make sure that Nasus can scale into the late game. Like, he has so much ability to carry pretty much the whole game, or at least, cause in similar Fakov fashion for 2 to 3 people to have to come up to deal with it. If that happens, then the rest of them can sort of play out the way that they want. So I would be sending Warwick up there to run down this Camille, who will probably be pushing in the Nasus early, and get off to that lead. I think that's how you would solve it from that team. Now, are we going to see a level 1 shenanigan? Is always my favorite game.
I don't think so for either of these teams.
I don't either. I want them to, though.
It's game 3. It seems
of course
to
we want
always
them
go
to,
this
but that
way.
wasn't the question.
I mean, if any of them were to, like, the Jinx situation, because she gets that passive.
Oh, she gets excited.
Has an interesting advantage there. And the Soraka's ability to just, like, heal up whoever ends up getting chunked at the very beginning.
Oh,
What?
do you mean the Skippity Toilet Ohio Riz Phantom Tax?
Oh boy.
We'd love to hear Sam BC say Toilet Ohio Riz, Phantom Tax entirety, serious. Like that? Skippity Toilet Ohio Riz, Phantom Tax.
Skibbity
Right.
Toilet Ohio Riz Phantom Tax.
I'm not sure I even know what the Phantom one is. I stopped with the other.
Oh,
Yeah. Pretty good. Dissertation.
I go home and try to not involve myself in that at all. Do I want to waste my free time looking up what Skippity Toilet is? Absolutely not. I'd rather be watching Game 3 of Ruby League of Legends, and we're starting right now. How's that for a segue?
Final predictions on who's taking the gold here. I'm going with the side of the Delulu Legends, I think. Going for the 3 for 3.
I would give it to them as well in the end. But I just want both teams to have fun.
Oh, how special. That's not what we do here.
Did we only get a twofer? Did we not get the whole team?
We got a 4-point.
4-point and some dancing going on.
Aww.
45 minutes
Dance
sweat.
party mid, here we go.
Who's gonna break it first? I think it's gonna be Tender Kitty. We're gonna get a Q into
Tender
Factory
Kitty.
face.
We've got 3.
It's gonna be Mustard
not
accidentally
joining.
clicking. Oh no, never mind.
Aww.
The supports have everyone out. All
You
right.
all win Miss America. Now go kill each
Did Pearl just invade last week? That's great.
Game 3 invade.
No, I thought Pearl tried to dance, but then
tried to go for the dance party.
But then yeah, they just started murdering each other right off the rip.
It's so tempting.
But you can't win, like, if you can't claim kills in a dance party and then win the game and feel good about yourself. So you have to stand and dance.
I think everyone was just starting to panic at the disco.
Now we do have what's interesting is the Warwick starting and pathing toward bottom. I think we're either going to go for an early level 3 gank top or pathing all the way down to bottom. I would support more the former.
Yeah,
shutting
the
down
merit,
that
the merit to going bot is that plays to this idea of we want to keep Mustard Gas and Jinx from playing the game. So maybe with this opposed jungle pathing, have the Warwick bot as much as possible. Make sure that Jinx just can't pop off and be that carry that they need her to be.
Yeah, that's definitely you either shut down Mustard early or you help along the Nasus to make sure you can farm for late. Oh man, Ashe is so annoying.
Ashe early, it's that one auto, and then you just space it out. But with that battery of a Soraka, it's barely coming even online, and Nami about to go just healing up Ginger Oxide's Ashe. I do love the aggression though.
I wonder if he's looking for a dive here, or he was wondering. Oh, and then
look at that.
The Ashe also identifying where the Sejuani is, so
no, it's clear
all the way on the other end of the map. So, but they don't have a wave to go in.
Well, at least Warwick was looking for potentially, like, if they were both pathing down, a potential invade there. Oh, what a bold stay there!
It
didn't go through. Oh wow, it hit so early.
Everyone report a bug right now. Oh boy, we're gonna start seeing Tinder Kitty's not messing around on this already. I'm surprised that it was given over there, but how generous. We'll see if it pays dividends here.
Zangy arriving just for some damage. As the charm goes wide, but Nakage is here. A little bit of damage going back onto Zangy, but Pukiwanda not in position to help, and Patch of Form now coming out. It's 3v1. Nakage got a run here, trying to turn around. That's gonna be first blood. Unfortunately, going over
Patchy just
to
Patchy. That kill right away.
give me.
That's a hard situation to be in. In fact, I was just dancing in front of those minions. Can't really farm them, but it can at least put on a little dance. This is always going to be where this Nasus has a struggle in this first part of the lane is so dangerous for him versus that Camille.
Yeah, can't exactly go bot and heavily influence the other opposite side of the map here on Nasus. Nakage arriving. It feels like this is just going to be more just relieving the pressure here than actually threatening any sort of a gank.
Ward just get puts out.
Back bot, yeah. Realizing there's not a kill here, but the lane is slowly pushing out here, so Bakov will need some help if Pog wants to hold it. Level 6 now. Which means Fury the Sand's available.
The thing with that, like the best thing Nasus normally can do for ganking is slowing them down with that Wither, but because of Camille's ability to escape, it's gonna kind of be almost useless and really hard for Warwick to get in there and help at all.
And once again, Zangi's just locking down every single dragon.
But this one's a little interesting because because of Nakage's pathing, so they could know. They see there's no dragon here. The mid laner recalled, but TP back now for Tender Kitty. No prio from the bot lane though, but they are moving up, and so the fight's gonna break out here. Patchy trying to lock down this Nami, who's gonna have to flash away Mustard Gas, just pumping in these auto attacks as Jinx to try to get something down. There it lands there, the zap, just enough damage, and now Nakage going down. Sniping with that zap is Mustard, but now Tender Kitty on the backside gonna try to take out Pukiwanda, who is just
But are they gonna get the egg?
They're all gonna come up for it too.
They're hungry for omelets and they won't get none.
Bubble there for Eli.
Oh no, it connects. Oh, it's a huge amount of winning right now for Delulu. It's an early lead, but we have to keep in mind that they have really strong scaling with that Nasus on the other side.
Yeah, and even
As
though
of right now, it's a rough situation up in the top lane.
Yeah, as expected, at least. But looks like First Dragon will also be going over again to Lulu. I think they've gotten almost all the dragons in this series.
it does
With the Grubs
cue-
trade.
Yeah, Nakage to go up to Grubs. That's the one thing about Sejuani, it's just so slow in taking it. Back off. You're in the sands
no
here
mana.
onto Poggle. Yeah,
No mana,
doesn't
so this
have
is
a
the
whole lot.
engage.
Lightning strike number 1 goes down, trying to stall out for number 2.
Ooh.
Danger Oxide and Enchanted Crystal just moves, but Nakage's got some speed here. Blood sent and found. Fear and gone there for Poggle. Now they're trying to turn on Pukiwanda, who does not have that resurrection alive. That Glacial Phoenix is down.
Getting a little bit of money here for the
They're gonna
side of
contest Grubs here now.
hotter than your dad. Not a complete blow away here. We don't want to see a full stomp, just a good game, I guess. Almost everyone has a kill on Delulu except for Camille. So as soon as she gets one, they'll all have one.
Yeah, a good spread of gold. Keeping everyone involved. And Ginger blocking the zap to prevent the cannon from going down.
Nice.
Really.
Brutal.
Probably when a support will do that.
That's so mean.
The Lulu did get all 3 of those grubs, so that means for the first time they will not be facing down 6 here in this series.
Yeah, it will be the first time that they don't get all 6 on their side for the split pushing team. But that stacking is starting to come through. It's every other minion coming into there is going into that queue. Eventually, that's going to be a problem. We have ults available for most of the people, including this Jinx with long range. Could end up being enough to get Stakov under this tower while he's low.
Yeah, and
The passive healing is doing a lot, though.
Both ADCs have that potential to kind of cross map snipe. We almost saw one from Ginger Oxide with that Enchanted Crystal Arrow last time, so they're looking for it. Be curious to see if we get any long range picks here.
I think that we'll probably end up seeing some of those happen pretty soon, is my guess. They want to use them. They're on short cooldown timers, realistically.
Yeah, just recall, fire it down mid lane on cooldown.
Yeah, why not? 3 second stun on that, 3.5 maybe on that Ash arrow.
Zangi here arriving has now been spotted, but the zap lands. Ginger Oxide is very slow, but look who's here, Nakage to counter gank. Prism goes wide, but Ginger Oxide very low, trying to kite it out. Chef Zangi trying to get the kill, stun lands, but the Soraka keeping that AGC alive, but it's not quite enough. And then they're going to turn 2 already fall. Nakage will get one more to handle that. Standing a long time, but going to the side of the Lulu Legends. Now you've got a Jinx versus Tower. That usually doesn't end well.
Not only does he get all those kills, but he also gets all this turret money. He's going to get that plate and probably get this plate following it as well. That is huge for Delulu.
Yeah, they're following their game plan. It was get this Jinx ahead. They committed Chef Zangi on a couple of different kills. ganks into the bot lane, and the results were good. Nakage was there to counter gank on both of them, but just the power of the 3v3 for Delulu Legends was just too much.
And both of these teams
patchy
need
form
to
with
be
that
rushing-
healing.
Yeah, the healing, which means like both of these teams need to be rushing anti-heal stat. Anti-heal is critical for both these teams to be able to be successful, I think.
Yeah, no kidding. With a Warwick, a Nasus, and a Nami, no sir.
And on the other side, the Soraka, Jinx healing by herself. Even the Ahri's got healing on the back part of the queue. And then probably you'll see Camille pick up like a Ravenous. So definitely anti-heal needs to be rushed on both sides.
Well, Dragon is up. Both junglers are here. Ooh, Aqua Prison lands this time, going forward and flashing to secure, or not even flashing, just following it to secure a kill is Nakage. So now they have the control of this river for Dragon potentially.
Dragon is up. Are they gonna? It looks like they're just gonna back off from it. Poggle immediately going in for the fight.
Neither of these is a stranger to
They're
trading
on
blows
right now.
They have started it.
Poggle does have a full try.
Fury of the Sands going down, and Pakov forced to just walk away from that one. And in the meantime, Delulu Legends claiming another dragon for themselves. They're up to 2. And look at that. We do have some anti-healing coming through as Eli has wisely picked up.
Nice.
Started working on that here.
Yeah. That a wise choice is the first item for it. I think that we won't see, hopefully we'll see some more of it as well from some of these other people. I imagine Sejuani will be building Bramble pretty soon. Looks like the Rift Herald is up, but I don't think that anyone secured the second thing of grubs. I think it just sort of went away, and no one got to them in time.
Yeah, that's correct. There was just so much fighting on the bot side of the map that it's just going to be 3, and that is
now Kage's in a bad spot here.
He is a little deep, but
never mind.
Has that berry. Goodbye.
He just growled a little bit.
Oh man,
Take
what
him
a
down.
solo kill. Ahri was still hungry for eggs.
Oh, they're looking for a kill in the bot lane as that tidal wave was used by Eli, but there's no follow-up. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Fakov deciding, this is the time, I dive you now, and click just kills. Camille has waited too long, and Nasus is on the Rift. Welcome.
Now, does Nasus have items? Okay. Does have a full item. Last time I looked, only had one component to a Triforce.
And Camille does have a full Triforce right now. I don't know if they had it for the fight, but it's definitely time to invest in more of that anti-heal because you don't have it on the Sejuani unless she's over there, who does have the Bramble Vest now, but you have to have that to compete with the Nasus.
Yeah, the Triforce was completed for that first engage, but yeah, just outdone by Nasus in that last fight.
Rift Herald secured up for Delulu as Hotter Than Your Dad has really made some swings to get back into this game. Still down in gold, but not by nearly as much as they were. It's very close here. Zangi arriving to the bot lane to try and make something happen. Prison goes down here, but Ginger Oxide manages to get out of it. So
it looks like a flash was used to get away from that. Smart probably would have died.
Oh, but Tender Kitty here, look at that, it's found some fish. Sushi goes down, and Mustard Gas, of course, picking it up. And now they're full-on send here into the turret for Ginger Oxide. Patchy doesn't want to tank it, though, so they're not going to grab it. And Chanticleer back to the own Nexus.
Oh, the dive
they've
is
gone
not
for it.
there. One more.
Dodging the zap, but can't dodge that rocket. Mustard Gas going on a rampage, picking up yet another one. In the meantime, Anivia there in the mid lane, Pokemon did get the entire turret down as they sent everyone on the bot side of the map. And more continues. Round 2, Fakov versus Poggle. How does it go this time?
Well, does Poggle have any anti-heal yet? I don't think so. It's going to go
Fury
like
of his hands, siphoning strike, and you're gone. I'm locked in here with you. Hextech Ultimatum.
You're
No
locked
help.
in here with me.
Fakov just got that dog in him.
Oh,
And
not the zoom in corpse. She's already dead.
both win conditions have popped off. You have this Jinx and this Nasus. Who is going to be able to take it in the next few minutes as we navigate the mid lane? A dragon is spawning soon. And it looks like Delulu Legends definitely wants to continue stacking. Will Hotter Than Your Dad have anything to say about it?
Yeah,
I
Nass
love
is
that both of
very
them-
quickly approaching 500 stacks. So, yeah, he hurts.
Hey, 500?
Yeah, 500.
Where do you? Oh man, that is
489 right now.
Holy moly!
Oh,
That's
the bot
nasty.
lane of Delulu is all the way top. Oh, as the tidal wave goes by just a little wide, so they can't quite lock down Chef. Zangi's Sun arrives. There's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. That's going to be the lockdown you need. So Hotter Than Your Dad, turning it on. Warwick finding that infinite duress and not quite living long enough. So much damage there coming out of Tender Kitty, and now the top lane, or the bot lane rather, of Delulu Legends has arrived. So it is 3v3, but you've got Fakov just freely pushing on the opposite side of the map.
Every single one of those minions now is a stack, and he's just waiting for every single one. Someone has got to go stop that from happening.
For being up 4 kills to 2, Mustard is not that far away in gold from Ginger, which is surprising.
The call was purchased there by Ginger.
Like only a 200 gold difference.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
very well.
Uh-oh.
3-man. So the raid boss is here. Susan's on the map. They're trying to take down Fakov. They have
Maybe 3 is too
damage here
much.
from Mustard Gas, and it's nothing doing. And the shutdown going over to Poggle. We'll be able to use that.
And Soraka's anti-heal there, of course, being pretty critical to making that happen. They're on Dragon 3 now, I think, right? Can Zangy
That is
take
Dragon
it?
3.
It would be third. Hot and Your Dad taking that one away. So now the Dragon's at 1-2 here in favor of Delulu Legends.
Egg.
Oh, does manage to get it. That rebirth here popped from Pookie Wanda Tidal Wave. Just missing.
Pookie needed a nice egg in this trying time.
All right, the last one to not die here this game is Mustard Gas, 4-0. Definitely a very important piece of Delulu Legends. Is anyone gonna be able to shut Mustard Gas down?
Yeah, it's so hard. Like if they Zangy on this Sejuani has the hero's job of really peeling the most for that, and if he's able to do it, then they're gonna be fine.
You have Infinity Edge and Kraken Slayer on this Jinx for Mustard Gas. I want to know, is it going to be Phantom Dancer? Is it going to be Ruined's Hurricane coming up next for this Jinx, or something else entirely?
I typically prefer a Hurricane because, your rockets are shot, with the other projectiles.
I was gonna say the same thing. I love a third item Hurricane. Although I don't know like what the most ideal thing is. Maybe it's like a Phantom Dancer or something these days. I have no clue.
Well, it's not getting hit by an Enchanted Crystal Arrow, that's for sure. It's Tender Kitty loses half the HP, but Spirit Rush available.
It's fine.
4-second Spirit Rush available. It'll be up.
We're fine.
He's got some fruit. Good eating.
You might charge him and try to use a charm here. Those Qs on this Anivia skin look very strange to me.
Yeah,
I don't
is
know
it
if
like?
anyone else has noticed this.
Yeah, is it a like
Marco's
just
coming in.
observer
Yeah,
type
full
thing?
sand. The teleport arrives. The Hextech Ultimatum going down here. And now
Here
Ginger
comes
Oxide, no
a
training. They're
1v4.
trying to go on Yeah, Fakov is here. It's one before is absolutely
Oh, the
right, but your
jinx.
HP is getting
The
ripped
jinx.
apart by Mustard. Mustard Gas now is excited, moving forward. Zap, does not connect, and so they back away here. 2-4-1.
But will they actually transition over to like they could really risk this Baron here it just has spawned. They're kind of eyeballing it. I think that they're interested.
They need to start it sooner than how they're starting it.
They're really not sure. They kind of wanted
pulling
to do
off.
it, but they didn't really have the timing for it. And it's still warded. They didn't have anything to clear that out either.
Yeah, that they you saw a bunch of pings go down. They only were able to sweep out one ward, so without knowledge of that, opting to play it safe here and protect a small lead. The Lulu Legends winning team fights, but it is still close. This Nasus is definitely a problem.
Yeah, I think Nasus has to play it a little bit different than just full send raid boss type, because yeah, it didn't work out the last 2 times that happened, so just a little bit of a different strategy needs to happen.
What do those fights need to look like for Hotter Than Your Dad playing into Delulu Legends? Delulu Legends, obviously, they're just kind of protect the Jinx, keep Zangy, keep the Sejuani in front of the Jinx, have this battery of Soraka, kind of keep them alive. How does Hotter Than Your Dad actually crack that team fight?
It's the same way that they've been drafting their other teams, which is around this Fakov split push moment, where as long as he's still split pushing and they hit on the team fight, they'll be able to get more than they bargained for with the 4v5. So they just need to kind of like slow play it and make sure that Fakov is still split pushing while not fully committing to this 4v5.
Yeah, that's really smart. Yeah, just have Fakov just go to the side, like any side lane, and when everyone comes to deal with it, that's when you go to a different objective and just secure
they're
other.
Pulling them down right
Let's
now. I think
cross
it's
map.
happening right in this moment. And if all of them come down, they might be able to make a play for Baron as long as that person isn't back. No.
Oh, they're not gonna see it. And now Fakov is in the middle of 3 members of Delulu Legends with Dragon starting. Fakov's gonna go for it, but Tender Kitty not the target here. Enchanted Crystal Arrow arrives to try to buy time, but now you're locked in place. Fakov, nowhere to go. Executing a rise from Tender Kitty.
Oh, and then the charm hits as well. Are they gonna be able to get more off of this?
Disengage from Nami. The tidal wave is not gonna be
Super Mega Death Rocket almost killed
enough.
both of them.
They just are forced to kite away, and now they have the 3rd dragon here with no contest.
Devastating. I think that if they had stayed and just pivoted over to that Baron, which is the play that they tried to make last game, but no one was on that side of the map, that really could have been the turning point.
That was all about vision. They just didn't know for sure what Delulu Legends was doing until it was too late, and then they couldn't make the call at that point given the members that had backed. So unfortunate for Hotter Than Your Dad here, and now through all that, only 3,000, 3,400 for Delulu Legends is the lead, so it's still close.
Yeah, objectives are pretty even.
Nasus is trying to hide where he is at this moment, and I'm not sure if it's to make sure that they don't go do Baron, but they don't want to give away his position to see where the split push is coming from. I think he'll start split pushing down this bottom lane, but as soon as they see him bot, they could try to pull a trigger on Baron.
Yeah, just waiting behind this Nivea. Maybe trying to see if they'll send the collapse and then surprise. There's a Nasus.
Yeah, he's baiting it in really hard, and Tender Kitty loves to be a little aggressive and probably is going to go for this. We'll see if he takes the bait. He's in that bush almost certainly.
There he is, popping out there one
Here
second.
comes Susan.
Gone, huge play. Well baited and thought out there. Unfortunately,
can Warwick and Ash?
And the teleport, not even gonna split.
They're not even gonna try for it. I think that they could have pulled them off without this, but that's fine too.
They've brought everybody and they're off. Yeah, playing it safe there.
I think that Warwick could have potentially pushed him off, but it would have been risky.
Yeah, it didn't look like it looked like everyone else was a little bit hesitant on jumping in.
Because as soon as he was seen, they were going to pull the trigger on it for sure.
But I love what Hotter Than Your Dad is doing to try to reclaim some momentum in this game. Already cutting that lead down significantly by getting the shutdown on Tender Kitty there and not really losing anything for it. So it just allows more time for Fakov to stack and move towards another chance to win the game.
And he's waiting here to see if anyone happens to want to
630
go
stacks
past
right
her as
now
well.
on the Susan.
They're not coming, buddy.
But now there's no teleport available, so the options look a little different here for Hotter Than Your Dad and Delulu, as they did commit both teleports to assisting that Baron.
Yeah, now it's gonna be it's gonna be more of this bushwhacking kind of gameplay that they're gonna have to do something. This Camille does have anti-heal now. Is it enough to deal with a full Nasus?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. It could be close. She has Ignite. She has the anti-heal. She doesn't even want to overpush it past that just in case.
Yeah, you saw it. Poggle just immediately moving off. Does not want to take a 1v1 against this Nasus quite yet. Baron now going dark for Delulu. Hotter Than Your Dad, down in gold, but has a stranglehold on Vision here around Baron. And with a Nasus problem here, Zhangin, they're using Glacial Prison and not connecting, so no big ultimate available for this next fight, which is could start in a moment's notice with the amount of pick potential these teams have. And there's a wall. Zangy now, yeah, it's on cooldown, and they've got a lot of time here with to just take off Zangy, and they get him down there. So a little too aggressive with that movement positioning.
They really want to take this Baron here while they have Zangy down. I think this is the right move, and then they're going to have Fakov pushing this way. This is exactly what Hotter Than Your Dad needs to do to get back in this.
Poggle does so much to Fakov, trying to get it down, but Siphoning Strike too much in the 1v1, and now it's just up for this Baron and the smite secure by Nakage. Hotter Than Your Dad now has reclaimed the lead in this game.
Wow.
Yeah, Fakov used
dress over the wall onto Tender Kitty, and that's another pick. They keep falling here.
Oh no, and then you have NASA still pushing, and now everyone has Baron. It's going from bad to worse for them. Can they actually get on to Fakov to get anything back while mid lane falls? This Soraka's not going to be able to keep it up by herself.
And the mid turret now goes down. They just have no answer here. They're waiting. They want that big team fight. They do still have this Jinx, but no longer a Soraka to keep that up. Patchaform staying a little too much. They're diving onto Fakov, but the whole team is behind it. This is the last ditch effort. Mustard Cascading downward gets one kill.
That was two empowered Qs.
Yeah, there's no HP now for the carry. So it's all Ginger Oxide on the DPS front. And Nakage, I know where you are. This could be game as they're pushing onto the Nexus.
Oh my god, it just crumbled so fast.
Hotter Than Your Dad coming up with a huge pick in the bot lane and parlayed that into the Nexus as they all now push. The only one not in that picture is Fakov. They've done it. Hotter Than Your Dad wins Invitational 2-1. What a thrilling game 3.
Wow, explosive ending there. That was awesome. Fun to watch.
Yeah, all of a sudden that game just ended.
That whole Baron situation really, and they did exactly what we said needed to be done effectively to make that work, and did it perfectly.
What were the key players, key moments in that game?
That moment where they were still just trying to figure out, like, okay, as soon as we get a pick, play for the Baron, play for the split push, and then it just collapsed from there. And that was the big moment and what they were waiting for the whole time.
Yeah, the Fakov really like brought it all together at the end. Did exactly what I said needed to do. Just stop going in 1v5, keep that split push going, and yeah, that opened up the bot lane for the win.
Do we want to bring in a player to interview fresh off the victory here?
I feel like it's got to be like Fakov from that one.
I
Can we
will
bring
agree with that.
Fakov in? Fakov, welcome to the stream. Congratulations on your big win. How does it feel?
It feels like stacking.
That was a lot of stacking.
Dunks.
Done.
I want to hear what was the strategy with you just hiding in the bush, baiting out Tender Kitty, using Pookie Wanda as the worm.
Pookie came down there and it was like, "Oh, you're already here." I said, "No, keep pushing. I'm gonna hide in the bush. We're flipping the script. I'm gonna do it to them because I've had it done to me 5 times." And I wasn't concerned about the Baron because we had the double TP ready just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I almost thought you would just keep pushing off of that instead of going back there for the Baron.
No, if they with Mustard having as many kills as they had and having Baron on them, no, that would not have been a good time for us if we let that go.
Yeah, how many stacks did you end with?
The last I remember looking at it, it was over 650, so it's probably pushing 800 by the end of it.
Well, what a dominant performance. Wait, go ahead, ask your question.
No, I was going to say any other things from the entire series that you want to call out?
I think they were fun games overall. I think everyone did really good. Top lane was definitely not one-sided either way. It was a good fight no matter what we were playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were 3 really good and entertaining games.
And then the only shout out I can give additionally to the team is Ginger Rockside in particular, because I have the spatial awareness of a gnat. Anytime something was happening in the jungle near me, Ginger was calling stuff out. So
well, they targeted you. You had 3 bans in that game number 3, and you still came out with a huge performance. Congratulations on your 2-1 win.
Thank you.
All right. I will let you get back to your team and celebrate. Blaine, Jules, thank you so much for making joining us on the broadcast. Do you have any final thoughts, any final words as we close out?
No. Fun time. Always a good way to end the season, and looking forward to the next one.
Thank you so much for having me on. And let me take a sip from my CMSA tumbler that I bought from CMSA eSports merch.com or whatever the actual link is.
Nice.
Thank you both for joining us on the broadcast. It's always such a great way, like you said, to end this season number 14. What a ride it's been. I hope if you're watching and you have not signed up for season 15, please do so. You can play alongside all the players, some of the players you saw tonight, some of the casters as well. So we'd love to have you. As always, thank you for watching. Be kind to yourselves, and we will see you in a few weeks when season 15 starts. Thank you everyone for watching.